It's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
You know, I feel like I'm late to the party with knowing this little NFL trivia bit, but I did not know that tomorrow night, the Thursday night matchup between the Seahawks and Rams, would be the first time in NFL history that two teams with 11 or more wins will be facing off on Thursday night. Like, I know Thursday night games have historically been awful, so maybe I should expect that, but really? It's not like two wins or two teams that are... I guess 11 is some of the most wins you'd have. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised it's the first time ever. This is going to be NFL history tomorrow.
They don't make Thursdays like they used to.
They don't.
They don't. You know,
They
back in the
used to make
day,
you stronger.
it used to be
Used to toughen you up.
cheeks versus cheeks.
Yeah.
Trash versus trash.
It would make you a better fan.
You know, but now, you know what I think it is, too, is just the production that they put into Thursday night games now with Amazon taking over. You got Sherm and the gang up there. Sometimes they... I think they're trying to enhance it. They've done exactly that because it was usually the Jaguars and the Titans.
Yeah.
And now we got some big dogs.
And you know what? And I appreciated and loved all of those games.
No, you didn't.
Okay, I didn't, but I really do think that it makes you stronger. It's like a struggle. It makes you a better football fan.
It does.
You know what I mean? But no, this will be a matchup of two very, very, very good teams. The Rams are favored in this one, despite being on the road against Seattle. It will be raining on Sunday, on Thursday. But I looked at the forecast. Right now, it's not raining for about 3 hours during the day. That just so happens to be 5, 6, and 7 p.m.
You know what?
So just from 5 to 8.
I got to talk to you like I did my daughter, right? I'm at my son's game on Monday. And she's so excited because, Dad, it's going to snow on Wednesday. I go, baby girl, them winds be changed, the temperature change. I go, you got to look at it the day of, maybe the night before, and you have a better idea.
See, I don't check the forecasts as regularly as you guys do. You guys look at your weather app all the time. I'm still learning. I'm still learning to check my weather app because of all the rain. So, maybe this is just new to me. I saw it, and I said, I'm taking this for its word.
Facts.
Why would it lie to me? Why would it lie to me? It's telling me right now that from 5 to 8 it won't be raining.
The most inconsistent profession in the Northwest
Truly
is a meteorologist.
Maybe you should have become a meteorologist.
I should have. Easy. Hey.
I know it's your dream job.
It was.
It's never too late.
It is.
But today we need you to be an analyst.
I got you.
We have to talk about this
All
game
right.
quite a bit. A lot at stake. Let's talk about it. This one is for a number one seed. The 49ers can still become the number one team. That would require Seahawks. I think the Seahawks beating the Rams, losing, and then the 49ers would need to win out. Whatever. That's not what we're talking about today because it's Seahawks-Rams tomorrow. And this, in all likelihood, could dictate one team needing to win 3 road games to get to the Super Bowl and another hosting 2 at home. That is massive.
It is. Biggest game of the year in football. Other than maybe, I don't know if they had this week 1. You know how they usually do Super Bowl rematch week 1 of the season. That's a pretty big one. But I think that other than that, this has to be the biggest one. In my opinion, you have the best defense in the game, playing against one of the best offenses in the game, against an MVP candidate, against a guy on the other side who's trying to correct his wrongs after the 4-interception game Sam Darnold had, trying to prove to himself and to the rest of the league that he is one of the elite or could be one of the elite quarterbacks. And then the matchup in the trenches, man, is going to be so important. You got that Rams defensive line that is great. You have the Seahawks offensive line that has struggled at times but done enough to get things done. There's going to be so many battles on this football field to pay attention to. And it's like, which one is going to be like the tipping point? Obviously, it's going to come down to the quarterbacks, right? But what other battles are we going to see out there that will determine the outcome of this game?
I think it's hard for me not to go back to Sam Darnold. I know you mentioned like there are many other battles at play, but I think that Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford will be mentioned. I'll take the over-under before the play-by-play starts 50, 60 times. Mm-hmm. I mean, it will constantly be Sam Darnold in his last 2 starts against the Rams has struggled.
Yeah. It's ultimately always down to the quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Can they protect? Can they make the play they're not supposed to make? Or can they just do the simple things? But I also think that, especially for the Seattle Seahawks, man, this offensive line, I mean, I'm watching a lot of film on Sam Darnold, and we're going to talk more about, his play here later on the show. There are a lot of things that this offensive line is doing or not doing to make his life even that much more difficult. And the more I watch the film, the more I understand that. He has to make good decisions, right? End of the day, you're getting paid to do that. But the line hasn't been helping as of late in the pass game the way they were in the beginning of the season. And that could be several things. It could be the run not hitting the way that it's supposed to. It could be Kubiak not moving the pocket. It could be Sam holding on to the football. We'll explore all of that. But when it's all said and done, these two move together, all right? And I say that, and Sam's been sacked the second least times in the NFL, but there are things that he is doing to keep that number down. So it's just, this is the game where I'm the most nervous because I understand what this line is up against. I understand what Sam is up against. And but I do feel good because I look at other battles and I know that, okay, we might be able to win this battle. We're better in this area than the Rams are in this area.
You know what? Let's focus on that. Maybe we need to take that approach to the Open because they are so much better at so many things this year, especially defensively. But Albert Breer, for instance, said that this is actually going to be a measuring stick to see how far Seattle's come.
You just look across the roster and, I think John Schneider did a fantastic job in being able to maximize the capital they got back in the Russell Wilson trade. And then, to have Geno Smith in the bullpen and then to flip Geno Smith into Sam Darnold and to hire Mike McDonald, it just feels like the organization's been on a little bit of a heater the last couple of years. And so, this becomes one of those measuring stick games for you now. How far has the organization come? I think they would tell you they didn't feel like they played great in the first half of that game, obviously, in L.A., but they were able to make it a game at the end. And so, now we get to see them get their second shot at a team that I think is the best in the NFL right now.
I think there are a lot of metrics and a lot of people and players that will be measured in this game when it comes to Seattle. It's not just about Sam Darnold showing that he's taken that step forward. It's about Seattle showing that they've improved from the team that missed the playoffs in 2 of 3 seasons. That was kind of much like the Steelers of the West, where it's competitive during the regular season, but not seeing the postseason success that they'd seen in their best years. And maybe a measuring stick a little bit for Mike McDonald, getting the best of Sean McVay in this one, knock on wood.
Yeah, I think it's important to really understand what this game could mean, not only for the Seahawks, but for, like you said, Mike McDonald. You're going up against one of the premier, if not the premier coach in this league. I'm with a lot of these critics and analysts when they say the Rams are the best team in the game. But I also think that the Seahawks have the best defense in the game. Them or Houston, go either way, right? One of the best defenses in the game. And I think when you're playing at a high level, this defense can overcome this offense, even though they are prolific. Matthew Stafford's been holding on to the football. You got 2 running backs who've been playing some good ball. You got Puka, who just went for, 180-something, I guess, or 160 to 180 against the Detroit Lions. This is a measuring stick. And you could walk away from this game, and either team could lose. Either team could lose, and I think that their fan base could look at the game and say, all right, we can accept that because we understand who's on the other side of the football. It's not like both sidelines are looking at each other saying, we should win this game. It's, if we do these things, we can win this game.
Rob Staten, we talked to him yesterday. He said something really interesting. He said, rarely is a second meeting between 2 teams the same thing. And at first, I don't know if I fully agreed with him. I couldn't think of examples where it was very much the same thing. I mean, I guess Seattle in both games against the Cardinals, it was their 2 best rushing performances of the year. So a team's strengths and weaknesses will probably still be on display in that second meeting. But I was heading into this one wondering if it was going to be kind of the same thing. The defense looks great, shuts Matthew Stafford in the pass game down. But, they do just enough. Does Seattle turn the ball over? But what do you think about that take? That, this may not be the same kind of game it was the first time around.
I don't think I've ever seen the same type of game. If we're speaking just in general, I guess we've seen a team just blow out another team before, right? The Cardinals have probably been blown out by the same team twice this year in the division. I don't know. I'm not looking at the schedule. But it's rare that the game is exactly the same. So I'm with him. I don't think this is going to be a game where Sam Darnold turns the football over 4 times. No, I don't think that. And the reason why I think it's hard for the games to be the same, especially in the NFL, is because it's a start-stop type of game, and you have so much film out there. Teams are going to show you what they're going to do in these situations. There are going to be times where the Rams line up in something that Sam didn't see on film, a few times throughout this game. He has to figure it out. But for the most part, guys are going to be lining up, and they're going to be pointing like, all right, this guy's coming. All right, we've seen this before. Now you just got to execute. So, no, I think it's hard. It'd be so hard for Sam Darnold to play the same way that he played last game because I believe in the preparation that Kubiak, him, and the rest of the offense have done this week.
Let's talk about the preparation on the part of the coaching staff and Mike Macdonald. He was asked on the Mike Macdonald show whether there's extra emphasis on this Rams game.
We're not going to change our process. We have it. We're going to tweak it because it's on Thursday. It's a method. Obviously, there's like bigger implications about where the season goes after this. But to me, you spend a bunch of time thinking about all that type of stuff. It doesn't become your process gets affected. And for us to play our best version of ball, we have to take it like step by step. You know, you start skipping steps or you start thinking about other things during the steps and like you get all these like meaning questions. It's like there's no such thing as meaning. It's just what means is just or there's what are the broader implications? I don't know. You know, we haven't played the game yet. You know, can we go for we're focused on playing the game? You know, that's our responsibility as coaches and players. And this feels like that's what works for us. You know, some teams like to play the respect card and the nobody believes in us and the whole thing. It's like, all right, well, all those people are start winning. Now what do they say? You know, now they're going to believe in you. Like, and then you're going to say, those are the guys that doubted. You know, it's like everyone says the same thing. It's like kind of old, you know. Just focus on us.
Mike Macdonald might disagree with me on this one, and that's totally fair. I don't think that Mike Macdonald is looking at the big implications of this game or talking about this game the way that, like, I am, right? Where it's like this broad context, like making the game bigger than it is. I do think that he looks at Sean McVay and the Rams and goes, man, I really want to do this. I really want this win. I don't believe him that it's just any other game. I think that when you're a really smart coach, as he is, going against a really smart coach, you know that.
To be the best, you got to beat the best. He knows that. He understands that.
I don't believe you, Mike.
Yeah, but I also think that it's important that he projects that. It's all lies, man. Coaches be lying like a mug, man. I tell you. But it's in their team's best interest that they lie. It's in their best interest that they lie. I guarantee you, there are some assistant coaches having a beer after a couple practices and being like, man, this is a big one. If we get this one, then we get this, and this can happen, then this can happen. It's impossible not to look at the broader picture.
Yeah.
All right, now, you can look at the broader picture for a little bit, but then you focus in on that one little spot that you need. I think Mike Macdonald has done a great job doing that. He understands what this game means. He understands what it feels like to have home playoff games and how that can help your ball club. Nah, he'd be lying, but it's a good lie. I don't mind these little white lies.
Did I already mention on air that I was listening to that Rams podcast and they were talking about kind of not looking past Seattle, but being like, we know how to handle Seattle. It's rattle Sam Darnold. Let's look at the Eagles. I'm very much looking at this game with a healthier appreciation of the Rams' talent than perhaps those two voices had for Seattle's. And I'm really nervous about Thursday. Can the Seahawks get it done?
Yeah, they can get it done. Yeah, most definitely. I think you forced Matthew Stafford to play his worst game of the year the last time you saw him.
And you didn't have Julian Love.
Yeah, didn't have Jay Love, and you forced Matthew Stafford to do that. Is he going to throw for 130 yards and 58% completion or whatever it was? I would love for him to do that, but chances are he's not going to do that.
Okay.
But the reason why the Rams are looking at, or the Rams podcaster fans are looking at the Seahawks differently than we look at them, is simply because they have seen the Rams do it before. We're toddlers in this game, right? Second year with Mike Macdonald. You got a first year with this quarterback, first year with this defense really playing at this level. So it's all about proving it, and it's okay being overlooked. But the Rams, I guarantee you, the Rams themselves are not overlooking this team because they're watching the film and they're seeing what's going down. Can the Hawks do it? Yes. There's some things that need to happen. You got to be better on third down. They've been bad like the past couple of games on third down. You got to be good in the red zone. You need Matthew Stafford to turn the football over. But these are all things that we know that they are capable of doing. If we were asking them to be the team from 2 years ago and beat the Kansas City Chiefs, we're looking at each other like, nah, that probably ain't going down. But because they've stacked some games, right, they've chased some edges, Coach Macdonald, we've seen them play at a high level, and they almost beat these dudes in their house with 4 turnovers. All right, so they've shown that they can hang around. Now can you get over the top? A decent game from Sam Darnold, and you're in this.
Also, a decent game from Sam if you do win this. Shout out to a listener who pointed this out also when I was talking about NFL history, would clinch a playoff spot for the first time with Mike Macdonald. I know he's just in his second year, but he gets so much praise, and this team has gotten so much attention that I almost had to remind myself of the very obvious fact that he has yet to coach in the playoffs. Yeah. Obviously, only a second season. So this would be his very first time clinching a spot in the playoffs as a head coach, which, by the way, the Seahawks would do with a win or a tie and then something else. Mm-hmm. But let's hope for no tie on Thursday. You don't want that. No. You want to win. And we're going to spend the rest of the show talking about how they can get that. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Dolphins are benching Tua Tagovailoa in favor of rookie Quinn Ewers over the season's final 3 games. What's the real headline?
The saddest part is that someone's going to need to tell Tua about this again on Sunday.
Dang.
That's going to be tough news to take. The Dolphins are facing the Bengals on Sunday, so not the toughest task ever. Bengals also eliminated, not a great defense against, for Quinn Ewers. I don't think many people are shocked at all about this. If you were like time jumping from 2023, you'd be surprised. But certainly not this year, Bump.
Look, it has not been great for Tua this year. He did beat they were on a 4-game win streak before this, right? He did beat the Bills, completed 71%, beat the Commanders in overtime. You should beat the Saints. You did that. You should beat the Giants. It's just the way that it looks. It doesn't look as explosive and as fluid as it should look. And you have to find out what you have. Tua is probably, when it comes to being paid, the most overrated quarterback in this game right now. Mm-hmm. He put one good year together. He's getting $57 million a year. If they cut him, the dead money is going to be like $95 million. Tua's a perfect example of just timing, right? Life is all about timing and opportunity. My man in the NFL, timing and opportunity was perfect for him. He ain't been playing horrible, but he's not playing like he should be getting $55 million.
Considering that the Dolphins have had some injuries, have made some key trades, and that Tua Tagovailoa has 20 touchdowns to 15 interceptions this year, do you think that Mike Macdonald ends up staying on as head coach?
McDaniels?
Or McDaniels, with maybe a new quarterback.
I think that move is the only move he can make to save his job. He has to convince them, look, I can get
I'm different
guy.
from Tua.
Yeah, listen,
this was a Tua problem, not a me problem.
Like I like him, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could bring somebody else in, and we can figure this out.
Acquaintances.
Exactly. I think
we know each other. We're work friends.
That's where he is at this point. He's got to let Tua go.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, Adam Silver says the NBA will know more on expansion in 2026, and Seattle and Las Vegas are still the most likely domestic expansion cities. What's the real headline?
Maybe Adam's the one concussed here, because I could have sworn he's already said this.
Did he throw in domestic? Did he throw that word in there when describing this? Because if he did.
We have the cut. Let me go ahead and play it. So this was, where was this, Curtis? Was it at?
It was ahead of the NBA Cup.
Okay, so first on expansion.
I'd say in terms of domestic expansion, that is something we're continuing to look at.
Yes.
See, I don't like that. Because they've been talking about teams in Mexico or whatnot.
Europe too.
I just want them to say, look, we're going to take care of home first, okay? That is our priority, and Seattle and Vegas are the front runners when it comes to that. Keep throwing those little words in, man, and throw you off. I don't like it.
Because my theory, and it's not unique, it's one that many people have, is that they will not give Seattle a team, at least not immediately. I think Seattle will eventually get a team, but I think that the league very much likes, and owners very much like, being able to use Seattle as a bargaining chip to get more stadium funds and public funding and to do whatever, that you can constantly threaten relocation to Seattle, so long as Seattle doesn't have a team, and then you get what you want.
Yeah.
You can't threaten relocation just randomly to be like, I'll move the team. I swear to God, I'll do it. But you can when you've got, people can think, oh, there's a couple billionaires in Seattle. I could see this happening. This could totally happen. I think that the league likes that they can do that.
Quit playing games in my heart.
But that's me being a pessimist.
Stop playing.
Sorry. Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Jason Myers was named NFC Special Teams Player of the Week for the second time in 3 weeks. What's the real headline?
Love this for Jason Myers, football player, hate it for the Seahawks scoring, though.
Yeah, good for him, but we want tutties. We want tutties, man. Look, he saved the day, set franchise records. You win however you can win. But we know that going forward, get into the playoffs, playing against these tough teams, you got to get in that red zone and score. So big ups to J. Mine, but I need touchdowns.
I think it's just great to recognize that what he's doing as a football player is so impressive, and he should be so proud of himself. The second time in 3 weeks that this football player has gotten the award, Ron.
Yeah, it's great. It's great for him. It's great for the player on the team.
For a football player.
The guy on the team.
For the football player, Jason Myers.
Myers, the guy.
Myers,
the
the football player.
Good
Kickers
guy.
are football players.
Good
Isn't he
guy.
close to a record?
He's 8 away from the NFL record for field goals in a season.
I both hope and don't hope he gets it.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it.
Jason Myers is so clutch for what he's been able to do this season. It unfortunately speaks to Seattle not scoring touchdowns, particularly in the first halves of their last 4 games. I think for the last 5, they've really struggled, but average over the last 3, they have, I think, 6 first half points in each of those games. Not great. So good for Jason Myers.
Yeah, good for him. Thanks for being clutch.
Yeah.
I will say this. That position has the most attention on it other than the quarterback in isolated moments. Everyone knows he's going to go out there and kick the football. That's why most of those kickers are good at golf, because golf is just you. Everything is on you. You got to connect and do that. So it makes sense. He's got that clutch gene in him.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for him.
Ooh, 360. So you said you're a football player when you make a tackle. They said if you have an NFL record, you're a football player. Random dudes don't have NFL records.
Coaches have NFL records.
Yeah.
They're not players, they're coaches.
That's slightly different, though.
Is it?
Yeah, because they're coaching records.
Hey.
And then you have records for NFL players.
Listen, J-Ma, I love you. We can be friends, honestly. You know, you can teach my son how to kick a football. We can go out and play some golf, man. There's no disrespect to the man himself, because he does something that many can't do. You know
He
what the
wears
biggest
pads
difference
and a
is?
helmet.
You know the biggest difference is between college and NFL? The kickers. The gap between the kickers is ridiculous. So I appreciate the man himself, okay? Stick your nose in there and give me 5 tackles this year, 5 more this year, and we'll crown you.
That's 5 tackles.
5
he's
more.
Not gonna. If he's making 5 tackles, that's bad news.
Hey, that's how you earn your stripes. You know,
Okay.
they get in the gang, they beat you up, right?
Yeah.
5 tackles.
Okay. First of all, we don't need to talk about gang activity. Secondly, 1 tackle can be enough.
He's already got one.
Tackle.
I think he already has one.
Then why is he not?
But
a
it has to
football
be. It's the way the tackle looks. Get form tackle.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hinge your hips.
Okay. If he makes
run through
1,
the
he's
thigh.
not going to make 5. If he makes 1 over the next 3 games, is that enough?
All right. He makes 1. He's in.
Okay.
He's
oh,
in.
I can't wait. I hope he does it. Who's the engine of the Seahawks defense? One Seattle legend gives his answer. That's next.
12s are on their feet.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. You know, championship football.
It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Bump here. Seattle U's men's basketball is hosting big games at Climate Pledge. Come see Washington State, and Gonzaga. Next game is December 19th against UW. Tickets as low as $20. Grab your tickets at GoSeattleU.com/tickets. Red Hawks rising.
Emerald Queen Casino Event Center presents the main event. Powered by WFC, Friday night, February 6th. A night of professional boxing where champions are made and every punch counts. Contenders from the region go toe-to-toe, ready to prove they belong at the top. Tickets at EmeraldQueen.com. Don't miss Fight Night, February 6th at Emerald Queen Casino, the boxing capital of the Northwest. 21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit EmeraldQueen.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
This is the story of the one.
As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Big Trees has certified arborists and site experts who help you select the right trees for the right location on your property. When Big Trees installs a tree, we offer a 1-year warranty and 1 free aftercare visit from a board-certified master arborist. To learn more about our process, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless network's got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call, and with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy. Weekdays 10 to 2. On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Richard Sherman was a guest on the This Is Football podcast. And before I get to it, I have a question. Bump, you said that Jason Myers will become a football player. You said he's an excellent athlete on a football team.
Yeah.
Great contributor,
Good
great
athlete.
team member. I said
Great
he's a
athlete.
football player, and you said when he gets a touchdown, like a proper form, good touchdown.
Oh, no.
Or excuse me, tackle. And so I was saying, okay, well, what other things could contribute? And a couple people texted in what I was thinking, which is like, okay, what about another football play, right? Like a passing touchdown, or a touchdown on a fake field goal.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, now, how would a kicker receive a touchdown pass on a fake field goal? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is. So what you do is you line up for your field goal. The kicker has the football, and the holder, you snap, holder holds it. One of your guys reported as eligible, swoops around you, you toss it over his head, and then Myers leaks around the backside. Bam, it's like a Philly special.
I'm so glad that you're able to think this through, because I was stuck on how do you do it without declaring as eligible. So if a player that declares as eligible laterals to someone else who throws it to Myers.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Clint, Kubiak, if you're listening, you can use that play.
You can use it anytime you want.
And if Myers catches it,
yeah,
he's a football player.
He's a football player.
Okay.
Yep.
And if he throws it too.
Throws it, football player. All he needs is one tackle now.
Okay,
All
one
he needs
tackle.
is one, like, I'm really trying to tackle you, not just I got in the way, you ran through me,
Yeah, but like
on my
I'm
butt.
going to end you.
Yeah.
Okay, so a pure tackle or a touchdown throw, a touchdown reception. What about just if he's part of the lateral?
Here's this. Let me sidetrack for a second. I'm so tired of this excuse. Bum, how many tackles did you make? I don't see receivers making tackles. We get tackled.
Yeah.
We go across the middle.
You also have a touchdown in the NFL.
Like we playing a receiver. The fact that you're trying to throw a receiver in there as an argument, exit from the conversation,
You
please.
can't really make the argument about any other player. It's only for specialists that it kind of suddenly becomes like, well, are darts a sport? Like that's the kind of like realm that we're in with sports debate. I think that he's a football player, but I understand why people, including former players, you and Wyman, go like, well, it's a slightly different job.
It's different, but I respect it though.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
If you go direct snap to the kicker and then the punter catches the touchdown, does that make them both football players, or like you only get one?
Ian, that's a great question. Bump.
Say it again.
So like the long snapper is a long snapper, right? He could just snap it directly to the kicker as if he was the punter.
Yeah.
Then the punter leaks out and catches the touchdown.
That's good. That's a twofer. That's they're both christened football players on that same play.
And yes, John Ryan is considered a football player.
Yeah, he threw a touchdown.
He's done a lot.
Threw a touchdown. He made a tackle. He got hit hard on another one. and he lifts. Okay. Who is the engine of the Seahawks defense? If you were to ask me this question, I think I would have said, Leonard Williams. But one Seattle legend gave another answer. Richard Sherman was a guest on ESPN's This Is Football podcast, hosted by Kevin Clark. And this is what he said.
It's Nick Ward. And that's what Mike McDonald would say. He would say he's the engine of this defense. And literally he said, we won't even get to run the full defense until he gets back, because he started the season injured. He injured his ankle maybe 4 or 5 plays into the season. And Mike was like, man, I can't wait for him to come back because we can't even run the defense without him there. And so since he's just a rookie, and since he's found his rhythm and found his confidence, I mean, Atlanta was his best game. But you just see him. He's attacking. He's fast. He's playing fast. You see him in the run game. He could be playing linebacker. He could be playing end. He could be a deep safety. He could be outside at corner. You never know where he's going to be.
Bump, what do you think of Sherm's answer there?
I ain't mad at it. I mean, last week I said he's the most versatile player in the NFL. What Moore does is allows the personnel to remain the same for the most part on the football field. What defenses typically do, you got coaches in the booth. You're looking at the sideline. You're seeing who the Rams are trotting out there. You signal down to the coaches on the sideline. They're coming out in this personnel group, and then you adjust your personnel group to their personnel group. With Moore out there, you don't have to do that. You don't. You can stay in your big nickel, your regular nickel, whatever the heck. If you want to walk him down to the D-line, you can do that. Safety, second level. It's almost like if he were a tight end that does almost everything, right? The best tight end in the game. At one point, it was George Kittle, right? He was blocking. He could receive. You put him in motion. he is just a Swiss Army knife, man, for lack of better terms, man. But I think I'm not mad at that. I would still look at the D-line because I feel like even without the D-line that Nick's not going to shine as much. He can still shine, but the D-line just occupies bodies.
I like the way Sherm interpreted the question, though, because when I hear who's the engine, I think of the most important piece, and I think of like the most talented or impactful, or like what the opposing offense is looking at. They're looking at Leonard Williams. They're going, okay, how do we keep him from becoming a problem? Or Ernest Jones would be another big piece there, right? But I think the way Sherm interpreted it and used his answer was, for Mike Macdonald's playbook, the most integral piece is the most versatile piece, and it allows him to get into what he wants to do as a defensive coordinator. I thought that was a cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
No surprise coming from a former player. It's a cool way to look at it.
Makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
But I also think that without the D-line, I don't care what Nicky Moore is doing. He's not going to shine as much, but he is the most versatile player on that team. I ain't mad at what Sherm said at all.
Sherm was also asked by Kevin Clark about Mike Macdonald, what he's doing that's so special, and what he thinks of this defense.
Every single player, all 11, feels like he's building the scheme around them. That's obviously impossible, but for every player to feel like, hey, he's building this around my talents, my unique abilities, that shows the masterful job he's doing as a defensive coordinator, because that's what you want to do. You want to accentuate and focus in on the great things about each player, the unique, positive abilities that each player has, and allow that to propel your defense to where it needs to go, and that's what he does.
What do you think? Do you see that too?
Sherm didn't see that. He heard that from the players. He was there, when was there? Yesterday doing interviews and stuff, and he's saying – this is what players are telling him. So if players are telling him that means that Mike Macdonald is designing things and telling them, well, I have you in this position because this is what I like about your attributes. This is how we're going to use you here, right? Same thing with Nicky Moore, with Spoon, with all these guys. So I don't think it's more, you can't see that. You can see it with Nicky Moore, right, how they use him because of just the versatility and stuff. But when you got guys lining up in the same position for the most part, Leo will move around a little bit. But Byron Murphy's going to be at that one tag. We know that Reek is going to be outside. We know J Love is going to be over the top. So I think it was more of him talking to these players and the way they relate their responsibility in their defense and the way they talk about it makes Sherm feel like, all right, Mike Macdonald has these guys convinced that this defense is built around you, when essentially he's just saying you're playing this position and this is why you're playing this position, because at A, B, C, and D, that's why I have you here.
I think Mike Macdonald and Carroll as play callers seem like different people. And as a defense, a separate part of the interview, Richard Sherman was asked if you could be 25 again and you're 25-year-old Richard Sherman, you can play for any defensive scheme in the NFL. He chose Houston's because he thought that Houston's currently was a little more similar to the one he played in Seattle, which is like you line up, you just outplay, you out physical, whatever. And that makes, I think, it clear that he thinks that Seattle's current defense is a bit different than what Carroll would have done in the LOB era. But that felt like a common thread. The idea of smart coaches recognize what makes not only different players special and like how to get the most out of those players schematically, but also can collect those pieces together, find ways to emphasize them. And maybe going back to last year when they traded cut one linebacker, traded another, brought in new faces, that it feels like Macdonald tailoring this defense in a way that is a good fit for him and what he wants to do.
I think he has an idea of what his defense is, and he wouldn't got the players for his defense. I think obviously you tweak things, right? Because you got personnel out there and maybe sometimes one position needs a tweak. I think that he came in with a blueprint and said, these are the materials I need to build this $20 million home. And they went out with John Schneider, who needs more love than he gets, and got all the materials they need to build that $20 million home. But you do make some modifications. You change that bathroom up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You change the tiles or whatnot. You switch things up. And yes, so there have been some modifications, but for the most part, it's here's what I want. Go give me those players.
All right, Bump's got to get something off his chest. That's coming up next.
12s are on their feet.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. Championship football.
It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Silver Reef Casino Resort is hosting a New Year's party. You got nothing to do. You got to go check them out. Escape to the vibrant, illuminated heart of the neon jungle for a New Year's Eve experience unlike any other. At Silver Reef Casino Resort's Glow Wild Party blend tropical extravagance with electric payouts. You're going to have a free dance party with live music from Sway Seattle, plus $2,026 in hot seat drawings every half hour starting at 6:30, all leading up to the epic $20,000 grand prize. You don't want to miss this. The countdown is on. Ringing the new year by stepping into our neon jungle. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com.
At Cressy Door, we not only have the perfect garage door for your home, but we also offer options for creating space and even warming your outdoor areas. Check out your options at CressyDoor.com.
When my windshield cracked, I called All-Star Auto Glass. All-Star's money stays in the Northwest. SafeLight sends money to shareholders in Europe. All-Star supports the local economy. If this happens to you, call All-Star Auto Glass.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? For $3,300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those pre-core treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at HomeComfortAlliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to PendergastLaw.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Seattle's rainy season is here. Don't wait to replace your roof. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project. Our expert team creates a custom plan for your home, ensuring a smooth, worry-free installation even in the winter months. With material prices low and lead time short, now is the best time to act. Stop throwing money at costly repairs. Protect your home this winter with a new roof from your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing. Visit 3treeroofing.com today to secure your $500 discount. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
You're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
From Tyler in Tacoma, these kids need to learn that old man, 40-year-old Bump's lawn is not for loitering.
It's not.
Get off his dang lawn, man. Bump, you got 3 things grinding your gears this week. What's going on?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
First time this is true. I'm a man. I'm 40.
You are a man and you're 40.
First time this is true.
You've been a man all year,
Yeah,
but now you're 40.
Now I'm 40.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate like when people approach me in public and stuff and talk about the show or whatnot. I mean, it's kind of weird sometimes, too, because I'll just be talking, and then someone will turn back real quick, like, where do I know your voice from? And I'm like, oh, my name's Michael Bumpers. I'm like, I don't know. I dab in the media, right? Anyway, this weekend there's a lot of that going on. It was my birthday and stuff. We're out, we're partying, doing all this good stuff. And I keep having the same comment, and I just don't know how to take this dang comment, man. I don't know how to take it. I respect the guy, but if someone calls me Draymond Green one more time, I'm going to lose my stuff.
Oh, no.
I'm going to lose it.
Because of the gray?
The gray and the beard.
Draymond.
Listen, black is beautiful. I ain't as dark as Draymond. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as tall as Draymond. I get the beard. Maybe there's a resemblance in the smile or something. But if one more person calls me Draymond Green, I'm going to lose my stuff. I'm going to lose it. How are you going to thank me for or talk about our show and say you love our show and then tell me I look like Draymond, okay? It's starting to get to me a little bit because me personally, I don't think Draymond is ugly, but I think I look better than Draymond. All right? So unless there's a beautiful young lady who says it to me or even an older lady, all right, but you dudes, stop coming up to me and tell me I look like Draymond. I don't appreciate it. Black is beautiful. He's darker than me. All right? I got gray in my beard. I understand that. It's just it's getting out of hand now. It's happened to me like 10 times now.
Gray's a distinguishing look.
Yeah, sure, Curtis.
Yeah, salt and pepper.
I don't
think it's
look
just,
like Draymond.
I think it's the beard is doing a lot of work.
Man.
And I'm looking at Draymond right now because I needed to do a side-by-side. I think the beard is doing some heavy lifting.
I think there's a picture or two where our smiles are kind of the same.
Right, you'd be like third cousins.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I guess.
Not quite second cousins, but like maybe one removed.
Yeah, I guess. But just the Draymond comparison, man, it's just it got to me this weekend. I'm like, can I just enjoy my 40th?
You know what? The worst part is when people tell you look like a celebrity that you don't personally think is attractive or that bothered. Like, I've gotten celebrities that people, oh, you look like this person. And I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good. All right, what's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Next up, man, there's some things that happened to you as a kid that stress you out. And I saw this with this kid, and I felt for him. And I almost wanted to say something to this kid, but it was not my place. I'm standing in line at Safeway, and the mom does the unthinkable. She leaves this young man to go grab something, and he has no money to pay for this food. And I know the stress that he's going through. I've been there before. The cashier is ringing it up, and mom's not back yet, and he has all this food right here. He has no money to pay for the food, and he's looking back, and he's panicking, and I just want to put my hand on his shoulder and be like, it's okay. I'm the guy that's waiting for you. Don't worry about it. Don't stress out. But parents, man, if you're going to go back and get something, make it quick. Because my mom used to do that to me, too. I'll be right back. I'm going to run and get something else. And I'm sitting there counting down the items that are being cleared through, and I'm stressing out. And there's an anxiety that has never left me. I'm 40 years old now, and I still think about that stress. So parents, please don't do that to your kids unless you are sprinting and you know you're going to be back on time because it will traumatize them. I'm traumatized for the rest of my life, and I will never do that to my kids.
Secondhand traumatization, too. You're getting a lot of people saying, Draymond, calm down. Someone said, I wonder if Draymond is upset because he keeps getting asked if he's Michael Bumpus. Someone else said, I would love to be mistaken for Draymond. I'm 5'9", white and ginger.
You're more like Ed Sheeran, not Draymond. Ed Sheeran.
What's last?
All right, last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I remember I was dating this girl, and we go out, and we're sitting down. Like, I show up to the spot first, right? I'm sitting down at the bar top, and she goes, let me see your shoes. I'm like, look at my shoes.
Like you've just arrived?
Let me see your shoes. No, I'm already sitting there.
Oh, okay.
She walks up. She sits down. She goes, let me see your shoes. I'm like, damn, thankfully I have some fresh ones on. You know what I'm saying? Nice and fresh. I'm like, why are you stressing over the shoes? She's like, well, if your shoes weren't on point, I was going to end the date. I go, really, like that? She goes, yeah, you can't be having dirty shoes and all that stuff. I'm like, dang. So then I promise I'll never judge anyone off their shoes again. Like, I know people who are millionaires just wear raggedy shoes sometimes.
Yeah.
This is what they do. This to lead up to this point, I received some shoes, and when I wear these, I don't want y'all to judge me. Since I'm 40 years old, I don't know who this was. Someone bought me the Skechers slip-ons. They bought me the Skechers slip-ons. I don't know who it was. It was for my birthday. Wow. They just left it, and I tried them on, and I kid you not, Stacy, they're the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on in my life.
Tony Romo was right.
You turned 40
it was
and
right.
changed.
And you know what I did,
You're
too?
wearing slip-on shoes.
I didn't even have to bend over.
Wow.
Boom, put foot right in there. I'm like, you know what?
Those knees are healthy.
I'm not going to wear this out. But, you know, maybe if I'm just
around the house,
running an errand,
this is how it starts.
Getting the mail or something, you know what I'm saying?
Draymond putting his orthotics on after the game.
Exactly. Someone said the Dre and Stacy show is great today.
The slip-ons, I'm just saying, y'all, they're as good as advertised. You slip them on,
No,
they're so
you're not gonna trap
comfortable.
us.
What is that? Form fitting, whatever the heck it is. They are so comfortable.
We're not there yet.
But I'm not ready to go to Safeway with them on.
So
baby steps.
Have you reached a point in your life where it's now function over fashion, or is
I
still
think
function?
my fashion is pretty much consistent. You know what I'm saying? But I think that for certain situations, say I'm just taking my kids to practice and I know I'm not getting out the car.
Yeah.
You know, I might put them on.
I'm going to say something, and I hope you're comfortable with this. That will change, because what's going to happen? You know how with age, we care less about certain things, become comfortable with different things. Like, I know a lot of our audience is men, so you may not relate, but in some ways you will. I used to make sure I had makeup on and didn't look crazy going to the grocery store. I'll go to the grocery store in sweats, looking insane. I don't care who sees me there. I don't care if you see me there and you're like, what's this crazy lady doing here? It doesn't matter. I think that this will be you with the Skechers. Things that right now at 40, at your tender age of 40, you're going, I'm just wearing these, maybe going to the grocery store.
No, I'm not going to the grocery store.
I'm telling you, 45-year-old bump will wear these to the Seahawks holiday party. You will have on dress pants, and you will be wearing, and you'll say, and you'll be showing up, and you'll start to justify. You'll show up and you'll start to be like, these are actually really comfortable. You can move in them. You can dance in them.
If you see me out with these Skechers on, out in the public, out in the wild, just know your boy hit a lick, and I'm rich now, and I don't care what y'all think. All right, just know that.
Are the Mariners favorites to land Brandon Donovan? Let's ask Jordan Shusterman. He joins us next for a look at MLB's offseason.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
Jaron Reed is with us. At this point of your career, when you've got a quick turnaround like this, Sunday game, now you guys are playing Thursday night. What have you done differently now to get prepped?
You just, move everything up. If you were to do anything later on in the week, you just move it up. And you have to be on it, and sleep as well. Between body preparation and sleep is the main thing going into the Thursday game.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Look, it's never too early to plan for retirement, right? Whether it's decades away or maybe just around the corner, Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors can ensure you feel prepared for this financial shift. It's Mike Salk here, and my friends at Trajan Wealth offer tailored insights and strategies designed specifically specifically for investors with $500,000 or more in savings looking for ways to optimize those funds. Start with an introductory meeting. That's what I did. They'll explain their strategy, which is tailor-made to your specific needs and goals. They'll help you with the accumulation phase of life, which most of us are in now, but then also with the plans for using that money in retirement and beyond. All without paying more than your fair share in taxes, right? Super helpful for someone like me who doesn't exactly spend every day staring at stock quotes. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth today to schedule your free consultation at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're planning to propose this holiday, we're ready to make creating your engagement ring a warm, welcoming experience. At Shane Company, we're all about your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Explore the widest selection of diamonds and ring settings ready for you to see in person, or visit us at shaneco.com. You'll have your ring in days, not weeks. Our friendly jewelry consultants don't work on commission. There's never any pressure, just perfect proposals. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by Steve Saline, it's a high-octane journey through muscle, speed, and rare supercars, plus racing simulators, great food, and family fun. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you're somebody with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Tonight at 6 p.m., Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, knee, or even wrists and ankles, this live webinar will explain the procedure and how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar tonight at 6 p.m.
Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Biggest news coming out of the NFL this morning. You've probably already seen it, but I'm here to remind you. The Dolphins, currently eliminated from the playoffs, are benching starter Tua Tagovailoa and going with rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers. Ewers' first start will come against the Bengals on Sunday from ESPN Insights. The last Texas quarterback to win his first NFL start was Chris Sims back in 2004.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Are the Mariners favorites to land Brendan Donovan? And what else are their big needs heading into MLB's offseason? We're in the middle of it. Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline. Jordan, how's it going?
Oh, guys, it feels like it's been a lifetime.
I know.
Since I got on with you guys. It's good to be back. Yeah, no, I'm doing well. It's been a fun off season. I think we're decent little off season pace, but Mariners definitely still have some more work to do.
Let's start with the work they need to do. As part of this question, I do want to know your thoughts on Jorge Polanco headed to the Mets. But what do they do, the Mariners, their options at the infield now?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've been texting with some people about it today. I think that where the price tag got with Polanco, I think we were wondering if it was going to end up being, there was some reporting that he was seeking a fourth year, which I'm not sure anybody was willing to give him. And I understand if the Mariners thought they were going to be able to find a compromise just because of how much he liked being in Seattle. But $20 million AAV, even over 2 years, is a heck of a deal for Polanco. And I can understand why the Mariners were maybe uncomfortable matching that. I think obviously awesome for Polanco to get that. His body of work just this past season offensively was incredibly productive and incredibly convincing. I think that Seattle ultimately looked at him, and especially with the roster fit being a little bit less ideal with his declining defense and kind of DH only fit, I think it was kind of hard to justify going to that number for him. But now they definitely need to add another bat. It's no secret they're chasing Brendan Donovan, who maybe doesn't have the offensive upside of Polanco, but the floor is much higher when you consider what he brings defensively, his versatility, and how well he fits the roster. So we'll see if they're able to get that across the finish line.
Do you think Polanco can somewhat repeat what he did last year? It's just hard for me to believe it, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I think, where he fits into the Mets lineup, a Mets lineup that it's really hard to even say what that lineup is fully going to look like besides, the obvious Lindor and Soto components because of how much offseason is left and how much work they still have to do. I think the point I made on our pod about Polanco is he really hasn't had two good, healthy seasons in a row. He's had, 2 good seasons in a row, but has missed some time. He's had 2 healthy seasons in a row, but, not necessarily the full production. And so that's really what he's going to have to prove is that he can, play 120, 130 games in multiple years in a row. And maybe playing less defense will help him do that. But that also, if he is a DH only all the time, that that raises the bar for what you're expecting from him offensively. So like I said, everything he was able to do, switch hitting, cutting down the strikeouts, was really impressive. I think he's a really good hitter, but the overall value I think is going to be interesting to see where it kind of ends up if he really is only playing DH and possibly a position at first that he really has never played before.
I wanted to ask a question about how teams in a World Series window, especially one that feels a little smaller than a team that spends a ton, might approach trades differently. So for instance, the Mariners 5 years ago were very much still in that building up mode, in the idea of trading a current MLB guy or a starter was not super intimidating if you were well, we're offloading some salary and this guy's young and he'll come up with Julio and it'll make sense. But when I saw Lance Lynn on Cardinals territory say, a trade for Brendan Donovan would probably take Bryce Miller, I thought, well, the Mariners are in a different place. They clearly are not going to want to trade a starter. So, A, how do you kind of navigate trades when you're trying to contend now? And B, would it be a horrible decision for the Mariners to trade a current starter?
I don't really see a scenario where they trade a current starter. I think that would be a much more reasonable thing to consider when talking about Ketel Marte. But even still, I just, it's hard for me to see them definitively getting better in 2026 by trading a current starter. One of the funny dynamics we really see in trade conversations, and this applies to whether it's former major leaguers trying to construct trade packages or fans, is that everybody believes that the guy that they want to get, in this case, Mariners fans talking about Brendan Donovan, isn't actually that good and then isn't actually worth the amount of prospects. But then, of course, it's just always this disconnect of you're almost trying to argue that the player you're getting is worse than he is, just so that you can argue that the prospects you should be giving up aren't as good as you would like. And so this is very strange back and forth. And I think in Lance Lynn's case, I think, if anything, that's a mystery of where the Cardinals are at, because I understand Bryce Miller has a lot of years of control left, but they're still thinking, I think, a lot more long-term, bigger picture than getting a major league ready starter right now. I think they need as much upside as possible. And I think in Brendan Donovan's case, I think that sure, they want guys that are close to the majors, not a bunch of A-ball prospects, but I think they're looking for the highest possible upside. And if that's, Durangelo and pieces, that might be more valuable to them than a Bryce Miller.
What moves keep this team being considered as contenders? Because you're seeing everything that's going down. And this baseball is so hard for me, man, because I try not to look at the first month and panic, yet we all do that. I try not to look at moves that are made or not made and try not to panic. Because in football, it's more straightforward. Like, we got this running back went for 1,500 last year. We should be good. In baseball, it's just different. So what moves need to be made or have been made, and do you still feel like these guys can be contenders?
I mean, I think the team right now is still pretty good. I think that I loved the Ferrer move. I think that that's an impact reliever that they desperately needed, especially from the left side. I think Naylor clearly was the priority. They acted on it. He acted on it, and he fits the roster and just moving forward in a way that really Polanco didn't in that same way. So I think Naylor was the most important thing. We shouldn't just move past that. Obviously, the lineup still looks a little bit short right now. And so whether it's Donovan, whether it's another maybe right-handed DH type, I mean, that's what's going to be really interesting, is if they do get Donovan, or if they don't, how aggressive are they in pursuing another hitter, even if whether it's trade or free agency. If they're not willing to spend that much, would they rather just leave the financial room for a move in July and let the kids basically play, whether that's Cole Young, Cole Emerson, Ben Williamson, and so on, or would they add another hitter? I mean, Donovan just complements the roster in so many ways. I know we've all been talking about him for weeks now, and I do think that they have the pieces to get it done, but you could also read it as, if they haven't got it done yet, maybe the Cardinals have better offers elsewhere, or they're really holding out. So we'll see with that one. I still think that even right now, their roster is the best in the American League West, but there's definitely still more work to be done to be considered, on that Toronto, New York level.
Speaking of Toronto and New York, that was going to be my next question for you. Let's expand and lean on your knowledge, looking at the entirety of the American League so far for some of these offseason moves. What are some of the teams that are making those big splash moves? I can guess where you're going to go. And those are the ones. And why are they the ones Seattle probably should keep an eye on?
I mean, Toronto, right? I mean, it's hard not to start there. You could argue that they have already added the most of any team when you consider what they paid for Cease, adding to the bullpen. Cody Ponce, I think, is a sneaky little signing. And the fact that they seem to be the favorites to get Kyle Tucker and or Bo Bichette. So they have probably at least one more move in them. And we obviously saw what they were capable of last year. So it's going to be a little bit of a different looking team, especially if Bichette leaves, but still a lot to like about Toronto moving forward. Although I do think that there are some questions about the rotation relative to kind of how it's being hyped up at this stage. And I think Baltimore is another team to keep in mind, right? I mean, that's a team that really just fell off so hard, but going into last year was considered in the mix as a team to take seriously in the American League. And if they can find some impact pitching, that is going to be a heck of a lineup to deal with if some of those younger guys bounce back. I'm like the highest on Pete Alonso. So even though that fit maybe wasn't quite as obvious, I really love that aggressive move for them. And I think that is going to make a big difference. So Baltimore is definitely the other one to watch. But otherwise, Toronto is the only American League team that has really made nearly as many moves as the Mariners, right? When you say who's gotten better or who's gotten closer back to what they've done, like Seattle's been right there with any of these other American League teams besides Toronto in terms of how active they've been, how much they've spent.
A few years back, you had J-Rod and Kelnick that's supposed to be the future of this franchise, and everyone's leaning towards Kelnick, and it flipped. when you look at some of these young guys, who are the two that you're looking at, and do you see a flip happening in those situations?
Yeah, man, I've talked about just how we all felt about Kelnick and Julio, and honestly, it's easy to say this now. If you talk to the right people, even when those guys were in the minors, you would understand that Julio was the one that had a better chance of being special. Kelnick felt like the safer option. That said, right now, we don't really have as many guys that we're kind of lumping together as like these are the two. I guess you could say Cole Young and Cole Emerson, but Young obviously already has debuted. Emerson is just going to be one of the biggest stories of spring training. Whether they add someone or not, it really does seem like, he's going to show up to spring training having gotten to AAA, still only 20 years old. And I think if they don't add another infielder especially, they're going to give him every chance to win the job. Now, that's a lot to expect of the kid, but he seems to have the right makeup on and off the field to really make something like that happen because, yeah, Emerson is one of the best prospects in baseball. I know we don't really talk. He's not really getting quite the national hype that a Julio or a Kelnick did, but I think by this time, maybe even by the middle of spring training, he could be talked about in that way, and it'll be really interesting to see where he's at by the time we get to opening day.
There are some teams that have leaned heavily on veteran talent, especially really expensive veteran talent. The Dodgers, obviously, a very key example. And then there are teams that ended up getting a lot from younger players, even a rookie. Boston was a playoff team and arguably didn't end up going further because they didn't have that rookie in the postseason. If you're the Mariners, how do you balance that youth movement with still trying to remain deeply competitive? Because there are teams that do actually get a lot from rookies, even though I just kind of go in expecting bumps and bruises. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the way that they talk about Emerson, the way that they talk about Cole Young and even Williamson to a degree, like they believe in them. And so if they think they're a part of their long-term future, you have the run to do so, even if you're taking some lumps earlier on in the season. Now, that's where having someone like Donovan or even if they can get another veteran bat in there at the top of the lineup, or you're not counting on those guys to hit in the middle of the lineup. They're batting 7th, 8th, or 9th. So I think you have to have that blend, and I think that Seattle's in a good spot where you do have a good mix of like veteran, contributors and offensive producers. But if you have those young players, especially for a team like Seattle, where we know don't have necessarily the financial flexibility or willingness to go out and push from a payroll standpoint in terms of adding veterans, you got to have those young guys that are pre-arb or not making a lot of money, because that's what makes the whole roster come together. And so that's really what you've seen across the league in a lot of cases, and that's kind of the model that teams that aren't just blast $200 million or beyond, of course, in Toronto's case. But even teams like Toronto, you saw what they were getting from rookies on the mound like Savage and some of their younger players like Barger and so on, who aren't necessarily, the Vlad Juniors of the world.
He is Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman. Make sure you're also listening to Baseball Barbiecast. Regular subscribers here on the show absolutely love the podcast and have loved hearing from you even when you're not on our show. Jordan, thank you so much.
Hey, Jordan.
We lost Jordan at the end. In my mind, he said, "Thank you, guys. I love you." A couple minutes before we get to 4 down territory, I thought it was really encouraging to hear Jordan say, even with what they have, I really, really like this team in the American League. They're one of the stronger teams in the American League. Even if they didn't add anything else, they obviously need to add to the infield. Maybe it's a cheaper free agent if it's not a trade for Donovan or Marte or whoever. But they have a lot to like heading into the start of the season.
That's good. I'm glad he feels that way, and I'm glad the organization feels that way. This is just a different place to be in right now, right? Looking at a team and not feeling that, dang, you lost Polanco, what the heck are you going to do? Oh, you need to make just a huge move during this offseason. And it's because of the things or the moves that they've made over the past couple of seasons that have allowed them to be here. But we know something's going to happen, right? I know Shannon was on the program, what was that, Monday, and she was talking about how you got to give these young guys the runway to go out there and develop. And that is the scariest part to me, even though we've seen Cole Young have his moments, and we keep hearing about Colt Emerson, one of the best prospects in the game. It's a different place to be in, but I think it's a place that doesn't make me as nervous, but young guys always make me nervous.
Curtis, what are the odds that Emerson, is there a possibility, he seems so young, is there a possibility he breaks spring with the team, or are we looking at more later this season?
I think they're going to give him a shot. I think it might be maybe less than like Julio when he was in spring training. It did kind of feel like they were going to make Julio their starting center fielder that year, and spring training was just kind of like a testing ground. He passed with flying colors. I think they have a lot of confidence in Colt Emerson. I think we absolutely will see him at some point in 2026. And if it means on opening day, I don't know, that would make for an exciting
opening day.
Yeah, exciting storyline for sure.
All right, let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump, what do numbers say the Seahawks should do more of?
More motion, right? They motion 63% of the time. The league average is 62%, but they're averaging 6.2 yards per play with the motion. That's the 3rd most in the NFL. And I think the reason why the motion is working and they're getting plays at a high clip is because, one, it tells Sam Darnold, are you in man or are you in zone, right? If a guy runs with him, he's in man. It allows him to diagnose the defense a bit more, and it gets a leverage. So if I'm a Cooper Kupp and I'm motioning from right to left, I'm probably going to run a flat or something like that. I got speed, I'm going to hit him. And also, it makes the linebacker shift. So if I motion from left to right, second level most likely is going to move. That sets up your run angles. So yeah, it's a trend that is in the NFL. It's not like they're doing it at a super higher clip, only 1% more than the league average, but 3rd most yards per play. And I think I should have went and checked this before we did this. Guarantee the Rams are probably 2 or 1 or 4, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
The Niners
these two
probably
teams are
around there
next
as
to each
well.
other in like every category.
Yeah, they're similar. The styles are similar and everything. So, yeah, keep the motion going, man. Keep letting Sam diagnose and keep getting leverage on these defenders in the pass game and in the run game.
2nd down. Speaking of Sam, what will challenge Darnold this weekend?
All right, so the Rams run 80% zone. That's the 6th highest in the NFL. We're going to talk about Sam and tight throws or whatnot. Zone makes those windows small, right? Because when I think of man, I think of contested throws, guys on the hip trying to make a play. When I think of small windows, I think of zone. I think of Jason running across the middle, passing from an outside backer to a middle backer. There's a window, middle backer to a safety. There's all these different windows out there. And that's going to challenge Sam to anticipate the throw. When you're in man coverage, you see the body language and you're looking at the position of the DB, say on Jason, you're deciding, okay, should I throw that football or not? But when you are crossing windows, or when you're playing zone, you're crossing windows, and you have to lead that receiver and believe that that window is going to stay open. So because the Rams run zone 80% of the time, the 6th highest in the NFL, those and those throws that need to be anticipated, they're going to be challenged, man. The Rams have a good defense, but I think Sam can do it.
3rd down. Who needs more love on defense?
Man, who's been getting torn up by the media and the fans this year on
Rick
defense?
Woolen.
Rick Woolen.
Okay.
He needs more love. So Rick allows 5.1 yards per reception. That's the 3rd fewest in the NFL. The 3rd fewest. He's also averaging, 47.3% completion rate on him. That's the 4th lowest in the NFL. He might have started off on the wrong foot, maybe started off slow, but as the season has progressed, Rick Woolen has been playing some good football. Here's the problem. We love that he's playing good football, but that means he's going to want to get paid. And how much money are you willing to spend on Rick Woolen? I think the surface level perception of him is that he can't tackle, he doesn't cover, doesn't have any interceptions. But like I said, I'll read it again. Allows 5.1 yard per reception, 3rd fewest. 47.3 completion percentage, 4th lowest in the game. If I'm Rick Woolen, I'm saying forget all that noise. Look at my numbers. My numbers say that I'm one of the better corners in the league. Now, the tackling is different. I don't know how many tackles he's missed or how many tackles he has this year. That can be something that the Hawks should and will use for leverage when it comes to negotiating. But we got to stop saying that. I don't say it, but people need to stop saying that Rick Woolen isn't having a good season, because that is absolutely false. Are there things that he needs to work on? For sure. He has 36 tackles, only has 1 interception. I get it. 11 passes defended. That's tied for 2nd on the team, or tied for 1st on the team with Nicky Moore. He's playing some good football, though. Get off on man's head.
I think in general, like as people, we're like 2 or 3 weeks late with a lot of takes without even realizing it. Maybe not with a team you watch every single day or whatever, but like I found myself the other day for instance, I don't cover the Steelers, and I was looking at Aaron Rodgers' numbers over the last 2 games, just the Steelers in general. I was like, you know what? I've been hating on Aaron Rodgers. He was like lights out last time. And like that, if they end up being pretty competitive, the AFC is that much more interesting. So there you go. But I was like 3 weeks late on just my Steelers opinions because you're just not as tuned in. So if you're not watching Rick Woolen all the time and you've just told yourself, okay, Rick Woolen, he struggles. I'm going to just make that canon. That's something that's true, and I'm not going to check it or correct it.
Well, here's the thing. He might have struggled for a week or two.
He did.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about that. But this is a week-by-week league, and numbers show that he's gotten better and better and better as the season progressed. And I think we heard Mike McDonald praise Rick Woolen a couple weeks ago, talking about how well he's playing. And Tex Sign's like, what is he talking about? He's this, that, and the third. Everyone's going to get got in this league. You're going to miss a tackle. You're not going to make a catch. You're going to get ran down. These are professional football players. So I think because Reek doesn't play the style of a Richard Sherman or one of the greats that we've seen, people just automatically assume that he's not a good football player. He is clearly one of the best corners in the game right now.
I also love the idea of anyone being like, Mike McDonald, what's he saying?
Right? He's only with them every day, watching practice.
All right, what duo is great but needs work in other areas?
All right, I forgot who it was, but they're talking about how Charles Cross isn't having the season that people think that he's having. Rob, right? And then Abe Lucas isn't having the season that you want from him. All right, so those two, that duo, they're allowing 6.8% pressure rate. That's the third fewest in the league. They're not giving up a lot of pressure. I'm sure you can remember a time where Abe did, 49ers. You can remember a time that Charles Cross did. And just like Rick Woolen, those moments are going to stick out to you, as they should. But as a duo, they're not giving up that much pressure. Here's the problem. The Hawks run the football outside 60% of the time, outside zone. That's the 5th highest in the NFL. All right, they're only generating 1 yard before contact. That's the 11th fewest in the NFL. And 50% of the time, guys are getting to the backfield and hitting the running back. That's the problem, is giving up pressure. They are good in that department. It's that wide zone. And that's going to be a challenge this week because there's a young man over there named Landman. And he is a landman. He is eating up land. He is getting in the backfield. He is making noise. I believe he was graded probably 1 or 2 when it comes to his last week performance. And when I watch the film don't lie. He is making plays. My question is, what are we going to do to challenge him? The duo blocks and doubles that I talk about all the time, you got to be on point. It's almost like you just give that 3-tech just a little nudge, and you get your butt to Landman real fast because he is going to be getting downhill and making some plays. The pressure rate is fine when it comes to the guys on the outside. How are you going to help them set the edge in this run game? Because you and I know you got to get this run game going. The run game don't get going. Now you're asking Sam Darnold to throw the ball 35, 45 times and not put the ball in harm's way against a defense that's pretty good out there. Do the offensive linemen that they have here as starters fit Clint Kubiak's wide zone? Or might he need a little more athleticism? Like, what's the You can always use athleticism. Like? Always. Because I feel like one of the things I keep hearing is, like, with the wide zone being a preface for where some issues pop up. And it's like, but isn't that what Clint Kubiak... I know that it's not that simple, but, like, that's what was pitched. Well, here's the thing. The run game has gotten better from last year. It's gotten better. The middle of the pack. I think that is more the timing of your combo blocks that are slowing this thing down. And it seems like defenses have been able to diagnose it and get downhill right now. It's going to be hard either way, especially this weekend. But there's enough there for this thing to pop. Well, speaking of offensive linemen, one Seahawks offensive lineman was the subject of a conversation from a Colts linebacker. That's coming up next.
12s are on their feet. It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. You know, championship football. It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs. All under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports. On 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey friends, Stacy here. If you've been thinking about a new Ford, I've got great news for you. Family owned and operated, Wayscar Ford in Auburn is having their 103rd annual year-end holiday sales event. This year, all new Fords are priced at only $1 over factory invoice, and that's on the entire Ford lineup. That's right. Every new Ford is priced at only $1 over factory invoice, and that's before any rebates, customer cash, or low APR financing. Plus, they all come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. That's included at no additional cost. So if you're pressed for time, that's also fine. They'll deliver your car to you. You'll never be pressured at Wayscar Ford. You can purchase with confidence. It's because every single vehicle they sell comes with a full 5-day or 500-mile, 100% money-back guarantee. So if you change your mind for any reason, it's okay. Bring the vehicle back for a full 100% refund. The $1 over factory invoice sale is going on right now. Check it out at wayscarford.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Step into Seahawks game day at the Pro Shop, where the roar of the 12s begins. And official Seahawks gear is always within reach.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
This is the Pro Shop. Visit the official store of the Seattle Seahawks, located at Lumen Field and the Landing in Renton.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you have joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Tonight at 6 p.m., Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn more about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar tonight at 6 p.m. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline. We are starting in Seattle. It's not always about Seattle, but I actually have quite a few Seattle stories here. The Seattle Kraken, under a bit of fire, not as a team, but for the way that they handled a post-game press conference. They've lost 9 of 10. That's not good. They blew a third-period lead to the Avalanche on Tuesday night. Then head coach Lane Lambert's post-game press conference ended up being not only incredibly brief, it was like a little over a minute long, but he only took questions from the team reporter.
Lane, overall, what you think of your group tonight, and also the right line and how they played?
Thought we played hard, like we have been. You just can't find a way to get over the finish line.
And what about the right line itself? Did you feel good about what they were doing tonight?
Yeah, I thought they played well.
And special teams, you guys had some good work there. Anything in particular that stood out to you?
I thought we killed fine. Made a big mistake at the end on the last kill. Can't make that. Power play scored for us. So, aside from the goal we gave up, which was a critical situation and a critical error, they were fine, but again, not good enough. Didn't get the job done.
And how about Philip Grubauer's night?
Played well.
Any update on Montour?
No.
Thanks, Lane.
That's the entirety of the press conference. I cannot stress enough how abnormal that is. That is not normal. Not only that a press conference would be that short, but then that team PR would step in. All right, that's it. Only taking questions from the team reporter, not allowing anyone else to ask questions. I'm sorry, not only is that super soft, a little bit of judgment on the PR staff, who I know works really hard, but I cannot imagine a world where Pearson does that for Seattle, where Tim does it for the Mariners, both professional and understand that reporters have jobs too. I can't imagine other PR staffs doing that.
Listen, you put this team together. This is your coach. This is your roster. You got to deal with whatever comes your way. Unless someone's just being blatantly disrespectful, you're attacking the person as a human being and not talking about the game itself and scheme or whatnot. There's no reason for any coach or any player not to sit there and answer the questions. You're contractually obligated to do that after every single game. Yeah, I think that's soft. You talk about building a culture. What type of culture are you building when you're saving your head coach from answering any tough questions by cutting this interview short? It's ridiculous.
It's real. It's just, if you're going to preach toughness, I don't know Lane personally. He might be a wonderful person and genuinely a really tough person, but I don't think that you can preach or project toughness without including accountability as part of that toughness.
Yeah.
And like Bump said, you don't even have to answer the questions or give long answers. I've been part of press conferences where, a coach clearly isn't feeling it. He's mad. He's upset. He may not even have the answers. You're asking questions and he's like, I need to look at the tape. I don't know what to tell you. And it's still fine because the point is that there's a chance to ask. This person said, so what? I love that from the coach. He's mad. Media is so sensitive. That's not what this is about.
It's about doing your job. That's part of your job.
It's about
literally part of your job.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to. This is a professional sport. The context, the world that all pro leagues live in is that reporters are also there to ask questions. And it is unprofessional, not only unprofessional, but it's abnormal. Just because you don't like, quote, media, first of all, you're listening to media right now. You do consume sports media. All of us do. But just because you don't like media or you think reporters might be asking unfair questions, which, by the way, the Seattle market, as far as I've ever experienced, is pretty professional and nice. And it's not like a New York media that's just taking jabs. It is normal to sit there. You don't have to give the answer they want, but it's normal to sit there and take questions.
Yeah.
That's super standard.
It's protocol.
It's protocol.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in.
It's been this way for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's just gathering information, too. Here's the thing. If someone were to be disrespectful, then okay, you cut them off. I get that. But you could be gathering information, and you have a chance to tell your story, your why behind it, and give context to what's going on, because the people who are consuming this media are the people who are going to your games and supporting your team and spending $20 for a tall boy. They want to know what's going on. If there's any type of disrespect, then I get it. But something tells me these questions are going to be strictly about the game.
Yeah.
Who's playing well? Who's not playing well? What do you see? How do we get better? Where do you go from here? These are standard questions.
I don't know. Again, you don't have to understand or care about or even like the relationship that teams have with media, but it's one that's existed for decades and decades and decades, and it's standard. Everyone knows the rules. I think this was kind of a weird move from PR and from Lane. I am guessing that it will not happen again. It's not like a shame on you moment. It's just weird. And I think it, you know, like I think
just
it's
not a
kind of
good
weird.
look.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Next up, Colts linebacker Zaire Franklin is beefing with Gray Zabel after the two had words for each other after Sunday's game. This is what Zaire said.
Don't not say nothing the whole game. It's a whole lot of gang war going on. And then you want to tag in on the last play?
Yeah.
You're a nut. And I should never see you anywhere. Like, what are we talking about? Slob. I really be grinding these up, like really be burning me out, like real rap though. I ain't gonna hold you.
We gotta say his name, bro.
No, he don't deserve that because he know who he is and he wouldn't even speak to me. I really walked by and doinked him in his face, like, bro, watch him off when you talk to me. Like real rap, bro.
But see, you be talking crazy.
Facts, but I stand. Look, hey, this is what I'm gonna say though. This is what I'm gonna say, Henny. I stand on it though.
Yeah,
I stand on it.
bro.
Anything I said to you, I'm gonna come holler at you afterwards, or you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you the credit, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm sorry. I do love you're talking crazy facts, but however, anyways, shot at Gray Zabel, which like I'm kind of cool if you're
Zaire
mad at
Frank's
the
a baller, man. Let's get that out the way. Dude can play some football. And I've heard sound bites of Gray Zabel running his mouth a little bit. That's part of the game.
I kind of like it.
I think that I want to know what he said too after the game. I think that's important. Zaire sounds pretty fired up. But I don't know his personality enough. He could just be a hot-headed dude. Sounds like he might be. Context is important. I think that you lost the game. And if he wants to say something to you after the game, go do something about it. But you know, you're smarter than that. And I think when a game is tight like that too, you reserve your comments until you know that thing is wrapped up. At least some people do. You're like, this is a tight game.
Yep.
But then once he clocks hit 0, yeah, that's what we got, you know what, and then you can dap it up afterwards. But he must have said something real foul.
I want to know what it was.
Because Zaire, he sounds pretty hot right there.
So when I initially heard this, I thought that he was implying like Zabel was talking trash or said something foul after the game, but that didn't say anything during it. Just kind of like came out of nowhere after a win, and then you decide to get your jab in.
I get that.
But he was implying.
He said, if you're gonna do it throughout the whole game.
Okay.
Like don't wait until the clock is 0. He goes, if that's part of your game, then make it part of your game the whole game.
That's fair. A fair shot taken. This is where I feel two ways about one thing. Get why he'd feel that way.
Yeah.
And I also kind of like that the Seahawks have an offensive lineman that someone else hates.
Yeah. Not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that at all. I want you to hate this guy. Next up. A Golden State Warriors fan fed up with the team's slow start to the season sent an email to team owner. It's Joe Lacob, right? And actually got a response from him. I can't believe this. Okay. Lacob's in a bit of hot water because his response was posted to Reddit and got back to his coaching staff and players. So I love that the email's titled, Please Read. Very important. Sent to Joe Lacob. They said, Dear Joe, please do something about this team. What Steph need to do every night to win? Drop 50. Team is in need of a real second option. Jimmy's tools are being underutilized because he's playing as a power forward due to the small position players. We have no true center. I am so frustrated. Thanks, Justin. A very thoughtful email from Justin. Joe says, you can't be as frustrated as me. I'm working on it. It's complicated. Style of play, coaches' desires regarding players, league trends. Jimmy's not the problem. Joe. Sent from my iPhone, so he was on the go.
He was on it.
He's a busy guy.
He's like, I got time right now.
I can't believe he responded. I literally had to be like, is this real? I can't believe that.
Every now and then, you got to connect with the people. And I don't know why his team would be mad about this. I don't see anything wrong with what Joe sent. It's just him connecting with a fan who clearly cares about this team.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has an opinion for sure. He might not agree with his opinion, but I think every now and then a higher up should respond to the folks and let them know this. I am human, and I do feel your frustration.
Steve Kerr was asked about the email.
Well, we're all frustrated. Joe is frustrated. I'm frustrated. Steph and Dre, everybody's frustrated. And this is, kind of how the league works. And, I hate when people, are going to post private emails. Imagine if everyone's emails were just publicly posted, how tough that would be to live our lives. So Joe supports me 100%. I support him. We have a great connection. And we've had so much continuity here, and our stable environment in our organization is one of our strengths. And I didn't even know about it, but Raymond told me about it. It's not a big deal.
Next up in NBA news, I'm reading this as it's written. Unlike the participation trophy-loving Lakers, the Knicks announced they will not hang a 2025 NBA Cup banner. I didn't say it.
Yeah, banners for everything in Staples Center.
No, we just got a lot of them.
They just had to make room. There was so much there. They
you guys can't even confirm if they did raise a banner. You're just assuming that they
did.
No, they
Ian searched it.
I've got it pulled up.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they are doing it.
NBA in-season tournament champions 2023.
Love it.
Cool.
Wow, so that banner's collecting dust already.
Cool. Flies forever.
Oh, man. You know what? It's hard being a 7-time world champion. It's so tough because then you get
I'm moving on.
shots like
Sam
this.
Darnold's
just think
biggest
about
problem
18.
might not be turnovers. That's next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth with Wyman and Bob.
The offense made you feel kind of uneasy. 6 field goals. They could not get the ball in the end zone.
I think there's a lot to be said for finding ways to win. I think there's a lot to be said for when you don't have your best stuff, manufacturing yardage. Sometimes when the coaching staff puts a game plan together, it's not necessarily about scoring 50. It's about how do we win this game.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Emerald Queen Casino Event Center presents the main event. Powered by WFC, Friday night, February 6th. A night of professional boxing where champions are made and every punch counts. Contenders from the region go toe-to-toe, ready to prove they belong at the top. Tickets at EmeraldQueen.com. Don't miss Fight Night, February 6th at Emerald Queen Casino, the boxing capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit EmeraldQueen.com.
The birth of the American Supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by Steve Saline, it's a high-octane journey through muscle, speed, and rare supercars, plus racing simulators, great food, and family fun. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Ready to order?
Yes.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Thank you to all of our great Cairo News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Trying to get a handle on the market these days, it's nearly impossible, at least for me. Mike Salk here, and I'm busy. I don't have time for the daily ups and downs of the market, but I am very concerned with maximizing my money for the long-term impact. That's why I talk to Trajan Wealth. Do you have an old 401k? Maybe you're not sure what to do with it. We all want peace of mind in our investment portfolios, right? Well, how about starting with a second opinion? Call Trajan Wealth today to discuss how to optimize those funds and get that money working for you again. Trajan Wealth's core philosophies include low expenses, manager tenure, and tax efficiency. So as I talked to my local guy in my first meeting, it quickly became clear those were his priorities. He asked me a ton of questions about me, my family, my goals, my risk tolerance, and then he started working on a plan designed to meet my needs. Call Trajan Wealth today at 206-466-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer. Dr. Landis, how do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you're diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Sam Darnold's biggest problem might not be turnovers. Now, before you say, but wait, turnovers are incredibly costly. Yes, I thought this was a clever headline. Rob Staten yesterday on with us wondered if Sam Darnold in the offense is more gun shy after the first game against the Rams.
Maybe it just impacted Seattle in a way and spooked them somewhat and thought, okay, we can't have another game where the quarterback's in a situation where he's going to throw 4 interceptions that ultimately costs you the contest. That maybe we're going to rein it in a little bit. We're going to play a little bit more reserved, maybe a little bit more conservative than they have been in the past. I know they keep speaking about letting it rip and Sam Darnold getting out there and not having anything influence him, that you've got to be explosive, you've got to try and make those big plays. But it has felt a little bit like the Seahawks have lost the teeth in these last few games. And I do wonder if that turnover fest that we saw in LA has maybe had as much impact on the way that Seattle approaches things and approaches things with their quarterback, and maybe how the quarterback approaches things, and more so than how the teams do.
So keep that in mind, and I'm going to combine it with this from ESPN's Benjamin Solak, who posted this morning the stat 0 for 9. He said, that's Sam Darnold's stats throwing into tight windows over the past 3 weeks. He said, if we include games against the Titans in Week 12 and the Rams in Week 11, he's 2 of 20 for 69 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Before that game against the Rams, he was the best tight window thrower in football, had a 106 passer rating. The next closest quarterback was Lamar Jackson on half as many attempts. He completed 54% of his passes for a completion percentage over expected of 21%. His expected points added led the league. Basically, like, he used to be exceptional throwing into tight windows and used to do it quite a ton. And not only is maybe not doing it quite as much, but is not effective there. He added he's attempting fewer tight window throws because his confidence is down, he thinks. And when he attempts them, he throws far less catchable footballs. Now, is that what you see? And here's what's tough. These are on stats that are hard to check, right? Like, this is purely up to them going, this is a tight window throw.
Yeah,
exactly.
Their opinions, which is fine. And I think that those 4 interceptions definitely affected his confidence when it comes to throwing the tight window football, for sure. I used to have a few more adult beverages on the golf course, and then I realized my body couldn't handle it, and I play like you know what. So what I do, I stop having those adult beverages out there so I can focus and lock in. For every action, there's a reaction. And when you have that in your mind, when you have had the games that Sam has had, right, the late last season, turning the football over for the Vikings, then you come in against the Rams, you turn the football over. Yeah, it should affect you. If it doesn't affect you, you're insane. Like, there's something off about you, or you're that great. You know, I believe it's somebody like a Tom Brady or the greats, the top 3% quarterbacks of all time, probably can flush that stuff away and say, okay, I'm still going to make these tight throws. But when you're Sam, when you only have a year, almost 2 years to go off of, that's in your memory bank. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should. And I started watching the film, and what I saw too, and that's why I alluded to it during 4-down territory, is that the Rams play zone about 80% of the time, right? And when you play zone, that's where you really see those windows. What I consider a window is a gap in between 2 defenders. If they're just looking at contested throws against man, that's different. I don't see that as a window. That's just, all right, let's make a decision.
Okay.
So when you see the windows and they start to close, there's something that you do as a quarterback. I watched all of his throws last week, and on a lot of them that were off target, he's throwing away from the defender. So he's throwing it away from the defender, and he's making his receiver have to stretch out and get it. Right? He's throwing it away from the defender that's closest to his guy and more to the open space. And because he's doing that, the guys have to reach and have to make a tough catch, and not making the tough catches. And then sometimes he's just throwing all on top of the window and trying to hit the roof because he doesn't trust it. It for sure has affected the way that he throws the football.
Okay.
Not going to deny that. 100%.
Let's see. I have some listener points in here. I'm not buying what they're selling, says the 509. When the ball bounces off your receiver's chest plate or fingertips, that means your receiver's not doing the job. I know these guys aren't perfect, but it hits you on the fingertips. You're expected to catch it. I don't think those are the throws that you were looking at, though.
The
like
JSN one is a drop.
Yeah.
And that was against man. That is a drop. That's not a window throw. There was one with A.J. Barner. It touches his fingertips. He's extending. Here's the thing, too. I'm not making excuses, guys. I'm just telling you what I saw on film. There's a couple with A.J. Barner where he's sitting in the zone, right? Say he's working from right to left. Okay. He's sitting in the zone. There's a defender on his right side, a defender on his left side. He sits down. His momentum is taking him right, and Sam's trying to keep him away from that defender to the right side, so he throws it to his left. And his momentum's going one way, the ball's going the other way. It's a tough catch, right? Pros can make that catch, but it's a tough catch. So there are things like that that I see. I also saw a couple of throws where he was on point. Window throws. The one against with Shaheed going across the middle. He anticipated the throw. Bam. It was that big catch that Jason had for 46 yards going across the zone. He anticipated it. So that stat is so hard to prove or even argue because I'm not sitting there with those dudes and watching the throws and talking about if that's a tight window or not. But what I can say is that it has affected Sam's ability to want to risk it and say, okay, I'm going to fit it in this tight window and let's get it.
His throws are just a little more cautious.
Or he's just not throwing it too.
Yeah.
There are windows where it's tight and you look at week 1, 2, 3, 4, he's making that throw. Jason is catching it and we're going. But, he's been effective for sure.
All right, well, speaking of the pass game, there is one Seahawk who could have a big day against the Rams. As a spoiler, it's not JSN. That's coming up next.
Pac-12s are on their feet. It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. You know, championship football.
It's another level that we can reach. On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The #1 cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I've got a special offer for you right now. Take advantage of off-season savings through December and get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Biggest news coming out of the NFL this morning. The Dolphins, currently eliminated from the playoffs, are benching starter Tua Tagovailoa. Instead, going with rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers. His first start will come against the Bengals on Sunday. From ESPN Insights, the last Texas quarterback to win his first NFL start was Chris Sims back in 2004.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
One Seahawk who could have a big day against the Rams. Spoiler, it's not JSN. Plus the story that none of us are talking about. You will be hearing about it a ton tomorrow before, I'm sure, though. Let's get to... I was listening to ESPN's Daily, and Jordan Rodriguez was a guest. She used to cover the Rams. I believe she's now a national reporter, but she knows a ton about the Rams. And she, first of all, thinks this could be a big day for A.J. Barner.
I do think that it could be a big A.J. Barner game because they're going to have to try to cap the explosives, and you're going to have to try to attack the middle of the underneath of those zones. And A.J. Barner, minus Quentin Lake in the middle of the field, is going to be that target.
Now, one of the things that we tasked you with doing, Bump, on examining film, in addition to looking at those Sam Darnold throws, was like, okay, tell us about an Achilles heel. Tell us about where the opportunities are for the offense against this defense. For Jordan, she thinks it could be middle of the field. A.J. Barner could take advantage. Do you see the same thing?
Yeah, it could go down. It could go down. They're going to play zone a lot. So if you're working A.J., running spot routes over the football, or maybe your hitches and your outs, I can see that happening because with the zone, they're going to play that cover 3, cover 4. Corners are going to be getting deep, being out leverage the second level guys. So I can see it like that for A.J. Barner. Yeah, I can see it.
Just looking at this paper cut's real bad. I got a paper cut during the break. I've been talking about it for 5 minutes. Jordan also talked about the chess match between Sean McVay and Mike Macdonald.
Mike Macdonald is so, when I talk to coaches on both of these staffs, they compare the two coaches to each other because Mike Macdonald is so good at these adjustments. And so he's expecting the change-up pitch that Sean McVay threw when 13 personnel was being defended so well as we predicted it would, because Seattle is built to be this multiple where they can defend it, was trying to get into more 11 personnel because it's the same route combinations. It's just using smaller, faster players. The problem is Devontae Adams might not be available because of the hamstring injury. So you can't as easily go back and forth between 13 and 11 personnel in the way that they would prefer to, because you don't know if he's going to play. And then you're relying on, yes, Puka Nacua is having another unreal season. Then also Konate Mumfield, Jordan Whittington, and again, a lot of pass-catching tight ends.
So I liked this for 2 reasons. 1, because the chess match between McVay and Macdonald is just very interesting to me. But 2, in particular, talking about how McVay might want to use Devontae Adams and what it means to not have him was interesting to me. What do you think?
I think that Sean McVay, obviously, is different without Devontae Adams. You don't lose a red zone target like him and just say, oh, all is well. We'll just do the same
14
thing
14 touchdowns.
that
we don't
we
need
always
him.
do. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
No, it definitely changes, but I also think that you can't deviate from who you are either. I think one receiver doesn't force you to completely change what you want to do, but it does limit, right? Because you're not going to get the same production out of Jordan Whittington that you're going to get out of Devontae Adams. I still think they have to be themselves. They have to do 12, 13, and 11 personnel. But I think she's right. Like, the transition to 11 is a bit harder because now you're asking Xavier Smith, Tutu Atwell, and Jordan Whittington to step up in the role of Devontae Adams. It's just you lose explosiveness, you lose consistency, but I think you still see some variation of what they did when Devontae was in there.
What's this chess match like between the two? By the way, I should say, yesterday, Paul on the huddle talked about how Sean McVay is especially good at like making adjustments and making little tweaks and tailoring things, and he's just really smart in exploiting those things. Does McDonald do the same? It's kind of tough because I always see it as like, oh, you kind of want to be who you are defensively.
Well, on offense, you make the adjustments. On defense, you do, but you're constantly reacting to what the offense is doing. So I think that when this game starts, McDonald and McVay are going to throw some jabs. McDonald's going to sit back and say, what you going to do without Devontae? Sean McVay is going to be like, all right, this is what I'm going to do without Devontae. And then I'm going to set you up with these 10 plays, and then second quarter, you're going to see a little wrinkle there. So, yeah, I think it's more adjustments by the offense, but then reacting by the defense, which essentially is the same thing, right? But I think McDonald has to sit back and say, okay, what are you going to do? Show me what you're going to do, and hopefully I have a plan for that. Hopefully I've anticipated throughout the week the possibilities of what your offense looks like. Because at the beginning of the year, they weren't a 13 personnel heavy team. Last year, they were more 10, 11. So what do? I bet you McDonald has gone back, looked at film from last year without Devontae Adams, with Puka and Cooper Kupp, and seeing what that looks like. It's just you're just digging. You're digging and you're looking for anything that you think that this offense is going to do, and you're preparing your guys for it. And a lot of the times we talk to these dudes and they say, yeah, they prepare us and we go out there and they do exactly what we thought they're going to do. Now, without Devontae, who knows? So I'm sure McDonald's done some digging and looking at this offense when they were not a heavy 13 personnel and when they did not have Devontae Adams.
Bump, when the Rams move 7 guys up, as you say, to disguise the defense, can't the Hawks have a couple quick snap plays in the bag to catch them out of position from the 2-5-3?
The scary thing about that is when they show 7, most of the time they're not bringing 7. 2 or 3 are going to drop back into a zone. So, yeah, you can have your quick plays, but it's hard to anticipate where those guys are going to drop. I'm sure they put it on film, and Kubiak has a play for that. Now it's up to Sam McDonald to do what Phillip Rivers did so great last week and remember what those looks are, anticipate where those guys are dropping, and put your guys in the right position. Yeah, if they can have them, but it's not just 7 guys are up, throw it quick right now. It's like, no, that guy might drop into that zone where you want to throw it to, and it's an interception.
Another 2-5-3 says the Rams are going to come out and run the rock. They had success in the first game, but then went away from it. I will also point out that they've been much better there. You've been looking at their run game in particular, not only how it sets up everything Sean McVay wants to do, but also that they've been really effective there.
Yeah, they've been running that rock.
Yeah.
They've been running it. Game before, Quorum had 128. You got a nice combo between the two. They're going to be a zone-heavy team, split zone. They're going to motion guys, take care of the end, and crash the line down one way or the other, and then they're going to boot and roll off of that. No, I think the Rams are a type of team that can do whatever the game requires them to do. They can run the football. They can throw the football. So I think it's contingent on the battles that they're winning throughout the game, right? You collect information from your offensive linemen and the guys upstairs. All right, what do we like? What do we beat them on? Someone could be like, man, I'm whooping Leo's you-know-what today. Doubt someone says that.
Yeah.
But, for example, right, we can go at them. I'm whooping Byron Murphy, or I'm getting leverage here. I like my angles there. They're going to try to run the football. The Rams are going to try to do everything just because they're capable of doing it.
I think the Seahawks defense is too, though, and I don't want to say that there's not enough attention being paid to them, but I think that with maybe the MVP conversation around Matthew Stafford, with what Puka Nacua is capable of, with the Rams being a Super Bowl favorite, a Super Bowl betting favorite, critics' favorite, and all of that, I think that people are overlooking that Matthew Stafford played his worst game of the season against this Seahawks defense, and now the Seahawks defense is healthier.
You know who remembers that? Matthew Stafford.
Right.
The same way we talk about Sam Darnold remembering the 4 interceptions, Matthew Stafford knows this defense gave me fits, and I was not able to be the guy that I've been for the majority of the season. That's what makes this matchup so great. It's because Sam played horribly. Matthew didn't play his best. It still was a close game. And now it's time for round 2, man. This is an evenly matched team. And the way this defense is playing, that's what gives me the belief that the Hawks can win this, because the defense is balling, and I think Sam's going to calm down, and Kubiak's going to devise a plan to get guys open.
I think that they can win it as well, but I'm going to sound like Captain Obvious here. It really does matter how they start. When these two teams met last time, both were averaging the most points in the first half. I think they were 1 and 2. Right now, if you isolate the last 3 weeks, because Seattle's done so much that they're still in the top 5, but if you isolate the last 3 weeks, Seattle's like 29th, and the Rams are 3, averaging 25 points in the first half. The first half over the last 3 games. Tough. So I think that last time they met, it was 14-9, I think, in the first half, and you can't let a lead bigger than that allow. All right, coming up, we have Wazoo head football coach Kirby Moore joining us at 12:30. Headline rewrites coming your way next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth with Wyman and Bob.
The offense made you feel kind of uneasy. 6 field goals. They could not get the ball in the end zone.
I think there's a lot to be said for finding ways to win. I think there's a lot to be said for when you don't have your best stuff, manufacturing yardage. Sometimes when the coaching staff puts a game plan together, it's not necessarily about scoring 50. It's about how do we win this game.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailalarm.com today.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Searching the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Storm damage can hit your home hard. Your roof, siding, windows, and even your deck. That's why we're here 24/7 to respond when you need us most. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. From emergency repairs to complete replacements, State Roofing and Exteriors has the team, the skills, and the experience to protect your home after the storm. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I have great news. We're having our biggest sale of the year, over $300 off our normal pricing through December 19th. We know it's hard to stay on track during the holidays, and we want to help. This could be the year you actually lose weight over the holidays and set yourself up for success in January. The best part, you can lose weight and still enjoy those special holiday dinners. No shots, no exercise, no fake food, just a plan that teaches you how to reset your metabolism and keep the weight off for good. Free consultation at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and I've worked with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic for years, and this is the biggest sale I've ever seen from them. $300 off? I did the program myself, losing 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. Take advantage of this awesome sale before the holidays.
Join the 4,000 clients who we've helped lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and take advantage of our lowest pricing of the year. Even if you want to start in January, lock in these prices now. Our remote programs allow you to lose weight from anywhere. Schedule your free consultation at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer. Dr. Landis, how do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you're diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, the Dolphins are benching Tua Tagovailoa in favor of rookie quarterback Quinn Ewers over the season's final 3 weeks. What's the real headline?
The worst part about this is someone will need to tell Tua about it again on Sunday.
What are you implying? His memory's bad?
A lot of concussions out there.
His brain has been put in a blender.
I don't think anyone is super shocked by this news. If you are, I don't know where you've been this season. That being said, I think people have been wondering what the end of the Dolphins year will look like, who's staying, who's going. And so it's notable to people who are wondering, okay, what if they move on from Tua but keep McDaniel, or, like what could happen here?
They got to see what they got. I mean, they drafted him, right? Let's see what he can do. And when you look at his last, 5 games, he's been playing okay, Tua, but they're looking at the personnel and what they have and how the season has started. And they're trying to figure out if he's going to be worth the $50+ million that he's owed every single year. The dead money's going to hit, but you got to figure out what this youngster Quinn Ewers can do. I don't think he's going to get out there and wow you. I mean, he's still a rookie. But you can look at his potential and say, is he worth investing in, or do we need to go another route? That's what this is all about.
Who becomes the more sought-after quarterback on the market this offseason, Tua or Kyler Murray?
Kyler.
Probably Kyler.
Because Kyler's shown more than Tua. Tua had 2023, which was his best season. A great run for the Dolphins. They look like the fastest, one of the most explosive offenses in football. But Kyler, I think...
He's got more left in the tank, too.
Well, yes, and I think the Cardinals' coaching has had so much movement. God, you could say the same about the Dolphins. I don't know. Bump, what do you think?
I think they're the same. I think you take the same risk. Guys whose leadership is questionable, who don't win big ball games, and who's going to cost you a lot of money, and who will turn the football over. I mean, you go with Kyler if you want the more mobile quarterback, but it's the same situation for me. I think anywhere they go, if they're not surrounded with a whole bunch of talent, they're not the type of quarterback that's going to change your franchise.
Yeah.
Who's going to be quarterbacking the Jets next year, Tua or Kyler Murray? Because that's where it seems like this is headed.
I mean,
probably Kyler. That's my guess.
Then there's the draft, I guess.
But this year's draft class not not that good.
Yeah. Well,
Are
and
you
you have
expecting-
so many picks. You want to just load up on a bunch of skill position players.
Are you expecting anything from Quinn Ewers, Bump?
Am I expecting anything from him? No, he's a rookie. I don't expect anything from rookies. Rookies, sit down and shut up, okay?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, Adam Silver says the NBA will know more on expansion in 2026, and Seattle and Las Vegas are the most likely expansion cities. What's the real headline?
Maybe Adam's the one concussed here, because I could have sworn he's already said this. We'd love to expand to Seattle and Vegas, top 2 priorities. Well, Adam, at a certain point, you're going to have to. You can't just keep saying it forever and ever and ever.
Every 6 months,
Yeah.
it feels like we're hearing about
Once
this.
again, we'd love to expand.
If we were to,
It would definitely be you guys.
we would consider,
Yeah.
on a good day,
Yeah.
Seattle and Vegas. It should be. Those are the only 2 cities that make sense. I heard Austin at one point. Heard Columbus at another point. I'm like, come on, man. Basketball city. You got the number 1 high school player in the country out here right now. Just dropped 50 on Seattle Prep last night out of Rainier Beach. Like, this is what this state does, is produce these type of players.
I don't think the league owners care. And I think that maybe not Adam Silver himself, but my most pessimistic theory is that they just love using Vegas and Seattle as bargaining chips to constantly threaten public funds or the approval of a stadium or whatever instead of relocation. And as soon as Seattle and Vegas are added, not only do the owners immediately have to split money that they don't want to, even though over time there's a bigger pot, but they get, in my mind, it's better for them to add, but
in the long run,
Seattle's just a constant bargaining thing. Like they'll stop a vote for expansion to get Silver to do something because they know he wants to expand, but then owners also like having them there to have as this, threat, dangling a carrot for Seattle to keep them invested and keep them selling out stadiums for like preseason things. It's just the whole thing feels like a tease.
it's been a tease for what, 6 years now, feels like?
6
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Jason Myers named NFC Special Teams Player of the Week for the second time in the last 3 weeks. What is the real headline?
Love this for Jason Myers, a football player. Hate it for the Seahawks scoring.
Yeah, I prefer 6 points
As
per
opposed to
drive.
3?
Opposed to 3.
But 3 Jason Myers field goals are more than any touchdown.
That's true.
Think about it that way.
But it takes 3 series to get those points. Happy for Jason Myers. Go ahead and do your thing. I'm sure there's some incentive in your contract to where you get extra dollars for doing something like this. But I prefer you just to come through clutch, like usually once or twice a game. Make a 50-yarder when you need it, or a chip shot when the offense stalls out. But that is concerning, especially going into this Rams game. The offense cannot stall out the way that it did last week against these Colts. This defense is better. This offense for the Rams is better. It's going to take everyone. I will accept special teams contributions. Give me 6, all right? But other drives, we got to put up points.
Yeah, it sounds stupid for me to say this, but they really could use more touchdowns, especially in the first half. I mean, you were through, 9-10 weeks of the season, one of the highest scoring offenses in the league.
Still are.
Averaging among the most first half points in the league, and that's just completely dwindled. And they haven't faced particularly electric defenses. That's not to slight, any of the defenses they have faced. Like the Colts defense is great, top 10 against the run, but it's just not been there. There's been a spark missing.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes all it takes is one game to get that back. All it takes is a challenge, a big play, and hopefully that's going to happen on Thursday night in front of the nation for the biggest game of the year.
From the 425, when LeBron retires and they let him become an owner of Vegas, then we can get expansion.
Right.
That seems like a likely thing to happen.
I just think that Seattle is in the basement of priorities or care for the NBA or Adam Silver.
At least that's how they make us feel.
That's how it is. That's how it's going to be.
I mean, at least they're talking about us, though. They're talking about us. If they weren't saying, imagine if they were talking about expansion and they're talking about somebody else.
Well, because they know that people would lose their minds. And there are enough former players and some current players that also still, not like outright campaign, former players do, but not outright campaign, but like still advocate. So there's enough player support there to be like, yeah, Seattle.
Yeah, why not Seattle?
Yeah, so it's like they can't say that they're not going to do it. But Watch high school basketball live this Friday for the Seattle Sports Game of the Week, presented by STSPN. The Lake Stevens Vikings take on the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, live this Friday at 8 p.m. Watch the game exclusively on Seattle Sports, the Seattle Sports app, seattlesports.com, the Seattle Sports YouTube page. For more info, visit seattlesports.com/high school. Coming up next, Wazoo head football coach Kirby Moore.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
Jaron Reed is with us. At this point of your career, when you've got a quick turnaround like this, Sunday game, now you guys are playing Thursday night. What have you done differently now to get prepped?
You just, move everything up. If you were to do anything later on in the week, you just move it up. And you have to be on it and sleep as well. Between body preparation and sleep is the main thing going into the Thursday game.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewah.org.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And obviously, New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak, your home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Going to be joined here in just a bit by new Wazoo head football coach Kirby Moore. Lots of questions for Kirby. I feel like most of mine, Bump, are just about who he is and his philosophy and what he's bringing to this team. He's going to join us in just a second, so I'm going to awkwardly interrupt myself. But I think that I would imagine you've got some extras. As a Coug, cares deeply about your Cougs. And if you guys, I know we got a lot of Cougs listening, if you guys have Coug-specific questions where you're like, I got to know, go ahead and text those in, 866-979-3776. Head coach Kirby Moore joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Coach, how's it going?
It's going great. It's an exciting time here to be a Coug. Just got done watching practice, and there's a lot of moving pieces, but it's an exciting time to build into the 26th season.
I was going to say the last week has probably been a whirlwind. Kind of walk us through what it's been like maybe behind the scenes for family, probably incredibly hectic.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Obviously, naturally, there's conversations, in terms of technology now, and then there's conversations face-to-face, and then there's a couple days right there of deliberation, and then you get the call there on Friday. And just for my family, a surreal moment. My wife has sacrificed an incredible amount in terms of being a football wife. She's a rock star. She's from Prosper as well, and really being on board. We lived in Fresno for 6 years. Missouri was a big move for us, going there for 3 seasons, and then just having this opportunity was incredible.
Hey, Coach, first of all, I want to say go Cougs. Welcome to the Coug Nation and the family. We're happy to have you. Second, man, just so what about this job attracted it to you? I know you grew up in the area, but what about WSU really made you want to make the move?
Yeah, for me, it's home. I grew up on the sidelines. My dad was a high school coach here in the state of Eastern Washington. They were very successful, and so whether it was Mike Price, Bill Doba, we were up and down the sidelines here. The Coug success during that time, winning Rose Bowls, obviously have a ton of family ties. And then I think there's an opportunity to win right now, right in the new Pac-12 footprint, and be a leader there and play an exciting brand of football.
You've played and coached for Chris Peterson at Boise State and Washington. You've coached under Kalen DeBoer at Fresno State. Kalen obviously went on to Washington. What were some of the things that you took from them as mentors and as guys you coached under?
Yeah, incredible appreciation for Chris Peterson, really because I was on the playing side at Boise State and seeing the culture being built year in, year out. And then he goes to Washington, and you can't just carbon copy and put the same culture in place, right? New players, new personnel, new environment, and he did a great job of navigating that because it didn't happen overnight, right? My first year GA in there, we were 4-6 at one point in the 2015 season, winning our last 2 games, getting to a bowl game, and then carrying that momentum into the 2016 season where we went to the college football playoff. Kalen DeBoer, just very, in terms of incredible offensive mind and his ability to call a game to win, right? Whether that was in terms of emphasizing the pass, emphasizing the run, playing with tempo. Hey, our defense is struggling. Let's slow it down a little bit. He just had a really, really good feel for that.
How do you describe your offense? You know, at Missouri, you guys were heavy with running the football. You guys were, I think, best in the SEC when it comes to running the rock, averaging 195 through the air. Just how would you describe your offense and your approach?
It's got to fit our personnel, right? It really does. And it comes back to what the quarterback's comfortable with. What do our 5 guys up front do best? And, you know, we got to be on the attack. We got to have the mindset that they have to defend us. And that's looked different at different places for me, right? I was at Fresno for 6 years. My last year there in 2022, we actually beat my last game calling it, right? We played the Cougs in the LA Bowl. We had an NFL quarterback, Jake Hayner. So and speed was our friend. So we were playing in space. We were throwing the ball, right, all across the field. And then we get to Missouri. Well, we had a ton of athleticism up front, really good running backs. An outside zone has been ran well there, so we had an emphasis of that. The quarterback was comfortable with some different concepts. We might have ran a little bit more play action and movement. And so that's something year to year, like, hey, we're going to go into spring ball. Here's our installation, right? And then depending on the efficiencies, hey, the personnel, you got to adjust that as you go and reevaluate it consistently.
One of the things that has been a point of conversation for coaches who have left college is just, it's changed too much. I don't like the landscape anymore. Players are constantly moving. Coaches are moving. Recruiting is impossible. NIL deals ruin everything. I would imagine as a head coach, you stay because there are parts of that you have to embrace. How have you found yourself kind of digging into those challenges? I guess, how do you embrace what college football is today? What's that look like for you?
Yeah, I think the big thing for our team moving forward is there is an understanding that it's a new team every year, and we have to enjoy the journey, right? Players, coaches, and really just be where your feet are. Naturally, there's a playing side to this. There's a financial side to it, and let's be as transparent as possible, but enjoy the journey while we're doing it.
Yeah. We know that it's tough sometimes to get players, especially young players, to come into Pullman and kind of assimilate. What's your plan for recruiting? Are you focusing on the Northwest? Is it nationwide? Where's your first stop going to be, Coach?
Well, it starts in the state, right? It starts in the state. I'm a Northwest kid. I think when I've seen Washington State at its best, it started in the Northwest. We do not want to be flying over players who want to be in Pullman, as well as, right, the Pac-12 footprint. I think one thing we want to establish here, you know, previously this past season, we might have had 18 players on the roster from the state of California. So we want to make sure we're emphasizing that as well. And we're growing those relationships, right, with high school coaches and prospects, want to get them up here and, you know, again, cater to how we want to attack on offense and defense. And but there's going to be an emphasis on the Pac-12 footprint.
What's success look like to you here at Washington State?
Really, our players reaching their personal best, right? Everyone's personal best is going to look a little bit different. A guy who's been here for 4 months to a guy who's been here for 4 years, right? But our staff, right, is going to be pushing those guys. And you know, the big goal for every student athlete is going to be compete and improve on a daily basis. Right, whether that's in academics, whether that's on the field. And while we're doing that, we're going to push each other to reach their personal best.
What do you think about the alignment of the new Pac-12 and the chances that WSU can have success early?
Yeah, I'm an alma mater of Boise State, right? And you look at the 24 season and their success and their ability to reach the college football playoff. There's a direct, right, light at the end of the tunnel. And so for us, the big emphasis is, right, obviously building through the offseason here and then taking it, right, one game at a time, 1-0 mindset, and then see where the chips fall there at the end of the year.
What are some of the tenets that you value? I'm just thinking of Peterson, where he was like our kind of guys. And, I covered the Seahawks here in Seattle, and there are just certain characteristics that McDonald and Schneider just value in players. And they're like, these are the guys we're looking for. I know it's a bit different in the college landscape, but what are some of the tenets of your program, things that you value most in the guys that you guys are going to be going after?
Yeah, when we're recruiting, it's going to come down to, right, STI, size, toughness, and instincts. We got to see if we can find the next Will Dirty in the state of Washington. And I mentioned we want to have great relationships with the coaches within the Northwest, asking peers who have played a certain prospect and get as many of those prospects to our camps as we possibly can. And there's going to be a huge emphasis on players and staff, right, who want to be at Washington State. There's something to be said for that.
Man, I hope Will Durning is listening to that. Everyone who knows Cougs the last 25, 30 years will mention Will Durning, man. Awesome dude. Just life stuff, man. What do you got a favorite restaurant in Pullman you used to go to growing up? Like, what are some of the memories you had as a kid in Pullman?
Yeah, my dad, I would say this. I probably was already he put me in that car once we got done with spring practice. I was probably already asleep, right? No, I just remember being, right, I told you, up and down the sideline, spring ball, being a young kid. I remember my dad coaching me up, right, being a high school football coach. I was getting tired, right? I'm sitting there at practice. I want to take a knee on the field. He's like, Kirby, you never take a knee, right, on the practice field. So I had to go find a dummy, right, to lay down on and make sure a guy didn't run into me.
Speaking of lessons learned as a kid, what's a lesson you've learned along your coaching path? It doesn't have to be a really serious one, but maybe one that's kind of stuck with you.
I think just take the next task, right, and do the best you possibly can, right? Obviously for me, making the jump to Missouri, right, in the SEC, I'd never been out, right, in that part of the country. SEC, they were 6-6 the previous couple seasons. It was there was an emphasis on winning that season. Our staff size had never been bigger, right? Being a young offensive coordinator, I had to get everyone pointed in the same direction, players and coaches, but while being authentic and being yourself. And for me, it probably prepared me more for this opportunity, right? Being in that role with staff sizes, with the players from a recruiting standpoint, with the skill sets, with the speed of the game. And so that was probably the biggest thing there, is just being yourself while motivating and challenging, right, a collective group.
What's it like having a brother who's doing this thing in the NFL, and how often are you going to lean on him?
Quite a bit. Yeah, we talk, a lot, whether it's, things that he's going through, things that we have going on here. Naturally, there's some schematic things to it as well. But that was really our childhood, right? He's 2 years older, playing together in college. Whether we like it or not, right? We'll get together in the summer on family vacations, and there's a lot of football conversation. And then our dad's there in the middle, right? He's going to be, once we get to the spring and spring ball period here, he'll be right up and down the sidelines here at spring ball, and then he'll be in New Orleans watching practice, and so that's part of the deal.
I'm glad that you mentioned there's a lot of football talk, and then our dad kind of in the middle with it. And I was thinking back to Cal Raleigh after he won the home run derby from a big baseball family. His dad was a coach, his younger brother's a player, and a reporter asked him, like, you guys ever not talk about baseball? Like, is that kind of what the whole conversation, do you guys not talk about football? I would imagine it's all football all the time, and you probably like it that way.
Yeah, the other conversations are pretty limited, right? They usually involve the kids running around, and no, that's why my mom's a rock star, putting up with all of us throughout the years.
God bless her.
I believe you have 3 kids, right?
Yeah, we got 3 young ones. Oldest is a girl, and we got 2 young boys.
What was it like breaking the news to them? Like, were they ready to go? Were they excited? What was that like?
Oh, yeah, they were fired up, right? So my wife was also from Prosser. We have grandparents in Palouse. My wife's got an aunt in Pullman, aunt in Spokane. Her parents live in Prosser. My parents just built a house in the Tri-Cities. So for them, right, just the opportunity to be around family, memories, they were very, very excited, and already they've embraced, just being around their family quite a bit more.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. I have one last one. It'll be easy. What's next on your to-do list? The one that I'm sure is right in front of you and very, very packed. But what do you got coming up here next as far as some goals or to-do things?
Yeah, to do things today, it's about the players, right? And I know they've gone through a lot. So even this afternoon, right, I'm meeting with our guys from 2 to 6 and getting a feel for where they're at, right? Their story. Hey, I want you to evaluate the program and what are the really good things? What are the things we can improve? Because it's their program, right? And I want it to be very collaborative. I want them to have input. So just looking forward to getting with those guys and being a listener, okay, and knowing their story. And then in terms of retention is going to be a huge emphasis here, and then building into the 26th season.
All right. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Again, we know it's been a hectic, crazy week for you. We're happy to hear that your family loves being back here, and that transition was pretty easy and exciting for them, because we know that can be tough. And we are very excited to see what this season looks like. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Coach. Go Cougs.
Thank you. Go Cougs.
All right. Again, that was Wazoo head football coach Kirby Moore, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Before we get to NFL headlines, what did you make of hearing Coach Moore's answers about the offense and kind of what he wants to do with this team? It sounded like the focus was on, hey, I'm living in the reality of where Wazoo is in college football, and that we might only have some of these kids for a while. Yeah,
I think his answer was correct. Your offense has to reflect your personnel. So in Missouri, they were able to run the football a lot. They have the Hogs to do it. We'll see if they have them here. And this is all brand new to him. Yes, he's been around football for a long time. Yeah. He's the third head coach that we've hired who has not had head coach experience. Now, he's been a coordinator, Fresno, Missouri, and all that. He's been around some good people, some good football minds. So now it's about just making this thing his.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what he doesn't know. So surround yourself with good coaches and good support staff and make a run at this thing.
He's heading into a tough environment. I wouldn't say like a hostile environment, but definitely an environment that fans are frustrated. They're wondering what answers are. They're wondering we had a listener who texted in a great question that I didn't get to. I wasn't quite sure how to ask it, but wanted to know, like, how soon can we expect to be ranked? Like, what's that look like? And I think he's just not going to have an answer for it. But it's what fans want. And so I'm with you. It's like, I don't know how he gets them there, but that's the frustrating feeling that I would imagine fans
here's
have.
the thing, though. At least he's going into a league where you feel like eventually they're going to be competitive, right?
Yeah.
You're going into the new Pac-12 with Utah State, with Boise State, with Texas State. It's a league that fits who the Cougs are now and who they've been the past couple of years. So I think that's a good start. It's all about recruiting, though. You got to find a way to get some of these kids to flip from some of these schools with the Pac-12 footprint he was talking about, and then recruit in-state and get lucky and build some momentum.
Yeah. I think it helps having roots here. Being from a coaching family, having all that support around you, having roots here. I think that's something that, who am I to tell Cougs fans how to feel? But if I were a Coug, I think that's something that would be really encouraging to me. Let's get to our look around the NFL, and we are going to start with a report from the Puget Sound Business Journal. We typically lean to them for NFL headlines. The Seattle Sports Commission is in pursuit of hosting the NFL draft in the near future. The earliest a city can bid to host the draft would be 2028. The 2025 draft in Green Bay drew around 600,000 fans over the 3-day event.
Could you imagine all the stuff we will be doing if the draft is here in Seattle? Where would they have it? At the WAMU Theater, maybe?
Would it be at Lumen? Or
it's got to be in a wide open space or at Lumen,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, could it be?
Memorial Stadium might be done by then.
Yeah.
Right under the Space
maybe.
Needle. Might not be big enough, but.
I mean, they had it at Lambeau in Green Bay, because where else are you going to put it in Green Bay?
So we know
Wisconsin?
we can have it like outside.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I'm like, the space that it makes sense isn't really conducive to.
And I'm like, where's the parking? Hotels.
That's my thing. Seattle is not built for that many people yet. I mean, there's construction everywhere all the time. So maybe it's on its way.
I mean, a test run for all that is going to be this next summer with the World Cup coming. But Yeah, I mean, look, I would be all for the draft coming here, but yeah, logistically seems like a big undertaking.
But I'm for it.
Sure, yeah.
Travis Kelce weighed in on Patrick Mahomes' season-ending injury for the first time on the latest episode of New Heights.
He's a fearless warrior when it comes to this football thing, and he's going to make sure that he comes back stronger than ever. And you know, hopefully the Chiefs can get him back as soon as possible. I know right now it's kind of right around that week 1 or the beginning of the season next year. So I know he's going to be doing everything he can to get back out on that field for the Chiefs as soon as possible, man.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. I saw someone tweet that there were a
Why is
couple
he saying Chiefs? Why not saying us?
Yeah, because he gone, man.
Oh.
Why is he saying Chiefs and not us?
Are we already in Curtis's conspiracy corner?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, isn't he in his final year of his deal? He's gone. He's going to go marry a billionaire, secure the bag, City Boys up, and then just live a retired life, hosting his podcast, being married to Taylor Swift.
He'll probably make appearances on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna live an active, healthy life after football.
Do you think he not jumps in the booth, but goes on a broadcast team?
I think so.
A la his brother, a la Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet ESPN's going to back up the Brinks truck for him to pair him with his brother. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's actually pretty good. He was great on like SNL appearances that he's done. I think he'll be great in that kind of setting. Maybe not a booth setting, but that kind of setting for sure.
Hey, back to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Someone pointed out, yeah, T-Mobile, cover that thing, put seats on the outfield. You fit like another 20,000 in there, maybe. Because if it rains, you got to be able to be covered up.
Okay, I'm thinking though, the logistics still of parking outside T-Mobile.
That's just, it is what it is.
Just gonna have to figure it out.
They did the MLB draft when we had the All-Star game, and they put it in the
Lumen,
football stadium.
Yeah. But the MLB draft is not getting hundreds of thousands of visitors from out of town.
No. Cincinnati is the cheapest team in the league, part $1 million. The Bengals are in hot water with the NFL because they didn't wipe snow off the seats of their stadium ahead of Cincinnati's 24-0 shutout loss to the Ravens. You couldn't even pull a Green Bay Packers and be like, come on down, fans.
Volunteers.
The Bills, grab a shovel.
We'll give you a hot dog.
We'll give you a hot dog.
That's just lazy. That's
crazy.
Bengals are the worst organization in sports right now.
Here's what I don't get. Cheap ownership in MLB makes sense to me because some franchises are less valuable, but also there's no salary cap. You can beat the Pirates. You know what I mean? Like that world exists where you can live in the basement of spending. The NFL feels like, not that owners have to be on exactly the same playing field, but like, what do you mean you aren't paying for this? Like, it's kind of, I think the NFL wants this to be McDonald's. Every experience is mostly the same. The payrolls are all roughly the same. You may be spending things on different things, but like, you've got a floor and a ceiling you need to be at.
Yeah.
It's weird that there would be a cheap organization.
And
I'm not immune.
you're just
to
not
knowing
thinking
that,
about
but-
your fans and their experience neither. You're not shoveling the snow. That means that you're sitting down and your bum is freezing.
Man.
Freezing. Come on.
Well, speaking of the Bengals, Joe Burrow continues to be aloof when asked about his future in Cincinnati.
In your mind, where you're not the quarterback of the Bengals next year,
I can't see that. No.
Have you ever thought about the possibility of not being the quarterback here during your career, or?
You think about a lot of things.
I'll be ready to go too. No offensive line for me. Yes, you got my receivers paid. Yeah, the organization is ran like it's on an extreme budget, and Stacy mentioned you have a ceiling. Go ahead and touch that ceiling. You listen to his sound bites on the sidelines too, talking to his coaches. It's just all bad over there. I think he's done with it. He's 29 years old. He realizes, look, I had a window. It might be closing here. I was young. I keep getting hurt. Change of scenery is good. Go ahead and go to an indoor team, control the weather, and continue your career.
I just don't think the Bengals would ever trade him. I think they saw it as a massive win that they locked down him, Chase, and Higgins, and they were like, okay, great, we did it. We got our superstars. And didn't bother to improve their defense.
Yeah. What about like a
Spend
straight
anywhere.
swap with Kyler Murray? Just solve both teams' problems.
Oh, Joe Burrow straight up for Kyler Murray.
Why
I
not?
love that. No, I love that trade.
If I'm the Bengals, I don't want any part of that.
Can you imagine? Just like, hey, just how about this guy? We'll take your
Lions and Rams did it.
5'8" quarterback.
That's different. They did do that. But
Nope.
This is Joe Burrow.
That also was not a straight up swap. There was I think a first round pick involved as well. To the Cowboys, Jerry Jones sounds like someone who wants to revamp his team's defense after the season with J.J. McCarthy. Nope, wrong line. Yes, with J.J. McCarthy becoming the latest quarterback to have a big day against Dallas.
Their quarterback have a big day on us. That wasn't the plan. Could have used more pressure without a question at different times. And the result was that we let him make some pretty significant plays out there. Plus, he played pretty well. But it seems like we're always saying that about these quarterbacks, some of them that haven't played as well. But when they play us, they play better. I think that's telling, too. So.
Yeah, it should be telling. When these quarterbacks who haven't played well play us, they play better. Yeah, J.J. McCarthy had his best game of the season.
Yeah, and then, JJ, these rookies are due for, performances like this every now and then, right? He plays good for a quarter, he disappears for 5 games. He plays another good game. The ups and downs of a rookie is real. And just the defense of the Dallas has been up and down, too, right? There was a time where they had a moment where things were on their side. Offense is playing good, defense is doing just enough. And then once you feel like, or you've been eliminated, the whole morale of the team just changes. I'm not saying guys aren't getting the effort, but it's different.
All right, how do the Seahawks get this one done? 3 keys to a win coming your way next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth with Wyman and Bob.
The offense made you feel kind of uneasy. 6 field goals. They could not get the ball in the end zone.
I think there's a lot to be said for finding ways to win. I think there's a lot to be said for when you don't have your best stuff, manufacturing yardage. Sometimes when the coaching staff puts a game plan together, it's not necessarily about scoring 50. It's about how do we win this game.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I've got a special offer for you right now. Take advantage of off-season savings through December and get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and approving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. I can bypass all of that. That's an efficiency for me. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it. We generally give them 3 choices. Hey, you can do the minimum, do something in the middle, or do it all. They're in a meeting, but we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency because they can see that video inspection.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by Steve Saline, it's a high-octane journey through muscle, speed, and rare supercars, plus racing simulators, great food, and family fun. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Upgrade your home's comfort and save up to 75% on scratch and dent and overstock equipment at Home Comfort Alliance. Over $3 million worth of heat pumps, furnaces, and air conditioners from top manufacturers like Lennox. All now up to 75% off. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Our country is held together by small businesses. That's a fact. It's also a fact that 9 out of 10 of those small businesses will fail. Why? Because it's hard. Really hard to build a profitable business from the ground up today. Pure Talk knows that. They started as a small American wireless company determined to keep their customer service in this country. It worked. And today, Pure Talk is determined to help other small businesses prosper by offering them the same white glove service the big guys get. Same service, same 5G network at a truly affordable price. Pure Talk is focused on businesses that employ welders and roofers, electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, the people who keep the lights on. If that sounds like your business, give Pure Talk Business a try and see just how much you could save. Dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who understands the power of small business. Pure Talk.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Patrick Mahomes has officially began rehab this following surgery to repair 2 torn ligaments in his left knee. The Chiefs' vice president of sports medicine and performance said that they hope that he can be back by week 1.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Coming up in 30 minutes, 2 Rams players the Seahawks should attack. And I don't mean like, you know what? I'm going to save a joke that I was going to make.
You gonna save it?
No, I'm not going to make the joke. 3 keys to a Seahawks Thursday Night Football win is what we're going to talk about right now. And I'm going to start with the name that we're going to be hearing about a ton leading up to it, Sam Darnold. This is my first key bump. I don't think it's just Sam Darnold not turning the ball over, though that is very clearly a key in this one. Hey, Sam, you can't throw 4 interceptions. It's also Sam Darnold being more than a game manager. I don't think you beat the Rams just playing safe and scoring, 21 points. Like, I don't, unless your defense is locked down, and maybe they are, but the Rams are averaging more than that in the first half of their last 3 games. I think you need Sam Darnold to be the version of Sam we saw earlier this season when this was an explosive pass game. There were lots of explosive plays, and you guys were averaging 30 points a game. That's the version of Sam you need.
Yeah, the Rams have put up 86 points the last 2 games. They're hot right now. Beat up on the Cardinals, most people do, but then you put up a lot of points on the Lions as well. No, Sam Darnold has to look like a contending quarterback, a quarterback that isn't afraid to make some tough throws, a quarterback that is capable of going 10, 12 plays, driving you down the field and putting up points, a quarterback that will take care of the football. It's such a delicate place for Sam Darnold to be in because you want him to be aggressive, but then just like he does in the back of your mind, you have that, Oh, but what if he turns it over?
Yep.
You know, that's always going to be there. So this is the game where he's got to shake that off. I think this is a pivotal game for him, for the organization first, but for him personally, because 3 chances he's played in 3 big games so far in the past 2 years, and he's 0 for 3 in those games, and the performances have not been great. So it's proven grounds for him. He could play above average game if this defense gets Matthew Stafford rattled, which is hard to do. You've done it already, though. They played his worst game against you. This is when you have to lean. You don't want to have to lean on your defense because you want Sam Darnold to look like that guy. But if you do, they're more than capable of slowing this team down.
I mean, a still not great version of Sam Darnold, you still win that game in their first meeting. It was just a horrible version of Sam Darnold that way, with 4 interceptions. And what's worse is the Rams have thrown the least interceptions in the league. I think this is one of those games where I really appreciate the need for players to compartmentalize things. I always say that wrong. I'm sorry. But I was thinking earlier of your points watching film with Sam, saying, you know, rather than throwing like right on the numbers, it seems like he's throwing a little bit away from players opposite of the defender because he's probably afraid of throwing those interceptions. And there's just this constant balancing act you have to do as a quarterback. I don't have to put my mind in that place because I watch as a critic or as a media member or as a fan. And this is one of those moments where you go, God, if you just put your mind where Sam Darnold's is right now, what a delicate line he must walk between being bold and unafraid to make bold throws, knowing that he can trust his players and his arm, which is fantastic. But then knowing, like you said, that the last 3 times this defense has gotten the better of him, and you're in prime time, and everyone's watching, and everyone's waiting to be able to put an exclamation point at the end of the sentence that reads, Sam Darnold can't play in big moments. And you don't want to give it to them. And that's just a tough place to be. I think he can do it. But I just have in moments like this, a new appreciation for how tough that must be mentally.
I hope he has a good mental coach, you know, a good psychiatrist or something. And I hope that he stays off of social media as much as he can, and he surrounds himself by good people. Because that's part of the battle, too, is blocking out the noise. You hear that all the time, right? You got to block out the noise. The noise is louder now than it's ever been because you are 11-3. Rams are 11-3, and this is pretty much for the division.
The Rams, I'm glad you mentioned that. The Rams are 11-3, the Seahawks are 11-3. I feel like these two teams nationally and even locally, I'm doing it, are not being talked about like two teams with equal records. It is very much being talked about as the Rams are the best team in football. The Seahawks have a chance, but they need everything to go right. And I hate to admit that I'm also entering Thursday night nervous and maybe seeing the Rams that way, and maybe shame on me for that and not having enough faith in an electric defense or in what Sam Darnold in the passing game can do. It's interesting. Once you mentioned it, I was just thinking, God, no one's talking about it that way.
Well, the favorite needs to be picked, right?
Yeah.
And the Rams have earned it because of their past 2 performances, especially offensively, I think. If the Rams were coming into this game, barely beating the Cardinals, barely beating the Lions, but not putting up 40-something points, then I think teams could look at the Seahawks and say, all right, you might be a favorite. But when you go out and you barely beat a 44-year-old man in the Indianapolis Colts, you probably shouldn't be favored to win this game. And then you have just a regular performance by Sam Darnold. Didn't score a touchdown, didn't turn the football over. This is the Seahawks doing. It's not like people are just saying, forget the Hawks, let's go with the Rams. The last time they saw you struggled to win that ball game. 6 field goals won that ball game. No touchdowns. That defense won that ball game. The thing you can count on with the Rams is the potential to put up 40 every single night.
Yeah.
They're averaging 31 points per game in their wins, 30 overall. The Hawks aren't too far behind, 28 points per game. But it's the way that the Rams have been playing the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, they do deserve the nod. I still think that the Hawks are capable of winning this game.
All right, well, speaking of winning this game, that's our first key. What's another key you have?
Man. That run game. That run game needs to be just a little better than what it's been on average. On average, averaging, 115 yards per game or something like that. But if you really want to give Sam Darnold in this offense the best chance to win, that run has to pop. there needs to be 3 or 4 explosives by K9. There needs to be 1 or 2 red zone touchdowns by Zach Charbonnet. This is when they really have to show up because without that, now you're asking Sam Darnold to have all the pressure on him and to make every single throw. Mm-hmm. And I think that he is capable, but he works better when he doesn't have to do that. Also, move the dang pocket. That young man cannot stand there and throw from the pocket. I'm going to read a stat for you. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Sam Darnold completed 29 and 44 attempts for 279 yards, but threw 4 interceptions. We all know that, right? All 4 of Darnold's interceptions came while he stood in the pocket with a time to throw of over 2.5 seconds, completing only 9 of 18 of such throws for 68 yards. On throws over 10 air yards, Darnold just threw 3 completions on 12 attempts for 61 yards and 3 of his 4 interceptions. Move the pocket. Get him outside the pocket. And easier said than done, but anticipating the stunts and the slants. You got to go through all your data as an offensive staff and say, okay, I'm this down in distance, this formation. They're more likely to stunt here or to slant there. All you need is 1 or 2 of those things to pop. You catch them in a slant, you're going the other way. You catch them in a stunt, you pick it up, and you push the ball down the field. Now they're going to start hesitating. Now there's hardly any stunts or hardly any slants, and you get the run game going as well. It's a guessing game. It's not just an easy solution and the formula's right there. You say, hey, coach, it's 3rd and 5. This is what they're going to do. No, it's 3rd and 5. This is what they like to do. So what do you have off of that? If you can have a couple of those hit, that can change the game.
The other side feels true, or rather the opposite feels true for the Seahawks defense, that stopping the run is also a fundamental key for this one, because that's how Sean McVay likes to get this thing going. And unfortunately, and you've looked at the Rams' rushing stats this season and over the last couple of games, they've been pretty successful there. So that's not good. That being said, what are the Seahawks up to? 23 games now? Consecutive games?
Without a 100-yard rusher?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are 8 in rushing yards per game. I don't think that streak ends in this one, but that doesn't mean it's not still really important to stop the run.
You think the Hawks hold them to
a single rusher?
Single rusher?
Yeah. I think they allow more than 100 on the ground. I think they can still get a single rusher limited. I mean, that's a long stretch. It's the longest active stretch in football.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But I think they're capable. And the reason why I think they're capable is just because of the personnel. You have one of the best, if not the best, defensive line in the game. Byron Murphy is playing like a Pro Bowler. So is Leo. Jay Reed is back. He's sprinkling it in. We're still waiting on the flash performances from someone on the edge. It's been a while. Uchenna had 2 sacks weeks ago. Since then, we've seen Derek Hall get his paw on a quarterback. We've seen Boye Mafe do it as well. But we're still waiting for a performance by the edge rushers that elevates this team to a different place.
Okay. I have a final key, but do you have another one?
Go for it.
I was going to say special teams. Last time they met, you can't stop that punt from being perfect. You can try to limit their field position as best they can. But heading into that game, you were number 1 in special teams DVOA, best special teams unit in the league. You're still one of the best special teams units in the league. It's not that the Rams are bad, but they are not as good as you. And they ended up having a better day there in this game. I think one of the strengths of this year's Seahawks teams, and one of the reason that they felt like a Super Bowl team for so many weeks now, is that they're good in all 3 phases. And I think that 3rd phase really needs to show up in this one. Whether it's a return that puts them in great field position, whether it's a blocked field goal attempt, or maybe it's not finding a way to stop yourself from being pinned at the 1. I think that that's going to be key in this one, because that's what ultimately led to a tough field goal last time, was that perfect punt.
Yeah, and last week, the Hawks' average starting position on offense was the 22-yard line. That's tough. The Colts were like 35, 36 or something like that. So how do you switch that? You keep them pinned back, and you get a couple big returns, man. I think Shaheed, man, we could use one. Even if just a big one. You know, like
just like a 100-yard return touchdown.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy hundo out there.
I would love that.
Give me like a 50-yarder. Let's give me a 50.
Just even like a 35-yard return. That's excellent field position.
It is. Got to play the field position game.
Yeah.
Especially when each defenses have the potential to stall the offense out.
Yeah.
You got to play the field position
Okay,
game.
Sam Darnold needs to be more than a game manager. Key 2, stop the run and establish it. Key 3, be the better special teams unit.
Yep.
Simple.
Win turnover battle.
I think you can absolutely do it. I have a couple listener questions.
All right.
Oh, I also need questions for what I need to know. That's coming up at 1:45, 866-979-3776. Gwendy, thank you. Rams are bad at special teams right now. They're 25th in DVOA. Make them look like it. You look like the number 1 special teams and make them look 25th, Seahawks. From the, here we go, 520. Can we get an interception against Matt? He's thrown the least.
Yeah, you can. But that means that you're getting home with 4 and you're dropping 7, and you're being aggressive. I think obviously Puka Nacua is going to be your downfield threat. This is a game where Reek Woolen needs to use that length and go ahead and get it. It ain't Bowl Take Friday, but I'm going to say it already. Reek Woolen has a game, intercepts Matthew Stafford. Definitely can be done.
I just had one. Here we go. Have you guys seen the data on the Rams playing in the rain against the Seahawks? It's looking pretty good for Seattle. Now, Bump shamed me earlier because I looked at the forecast, and it said that it wouldn't rain between basically like 5 and 8 or 9 p.m. And then Bump said, you need to check the day of, afternoon of. That's liable to change, Bump said.
The wind be shifting.
Yeah.
Wind be shifting, man.
But
you know how this goes. Y'all from this area.
For right now, it's going to be wet conditions in a wet field, but it's not going to, right now, it doesn't look like it will be raining during the game. I hope it is. I hope it's pouring down rain.
What?
Matthew Stafford is not good in the rain. No one's good in the
What
rain.
about Sam Darnold? What are his numbers in the rain?
No one's good in the rain.
Some are good in the rain.
Who's good in the rain?
Wasn't Russell good in the rain?
I don't know anyone who's good in the rain.
I know Tom Brady is really good in the snow, but that was different. He always talked about how his
Yeah, 'cause he was
receivers were
deflating
better
footballs.
catchers.
Yeah, that's
That
exactly
too.
why he was good in the snow. But I think knowing that Matthew Stafford has been critiqued there and is the greatest weapon for the Rams, what hurts them is inevitably good for you. I don't know. But right now in this moment, it's not going to be raining during the game. We'll see what changes. Last question. Someone said coaching, the 4th phase needs to be on it. I have full faith in Mike McDonald.
I have full faith that he's going to put guys in position to make plays. He's going to manage the clock properly, and he's going to keep a demeanor on the sideline that keeps these guys locked in and focused. The rest is going to be up to the players. Players got to play.
Yeah. All right, let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what do numbers say the Seahawks should do more of?
Numbers say they should motion more or keep motioning at the clip they're motioning. They motion 63% of the time. The league average is 62%. But on those motion plays, they're getting 6.2 yards per play. That's the 3rd most in the NFL. Why do I think the motion is helping this team out? It allows Sam Darnold to ID man or zone. It provides leverage when you're motioning guys and running routes to the flat. It also makes the second level moved and shift, setting up blocks for your offensive line, creating better angles. Everyone in the NFL motions, but not everyone has the success that the Seahawks are having. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now imagine you're motioning, you hand it off. You motion, you throw it. You motion, you fake your hand off, you boot the other way. Keep playing off of the motion. The motion works for you. You're 3rd best in the league when it comes to yards per play after that. Don't switch it up now. But you know who else is going to be motioning? The Rams.
Deshaun McKay.
Rams are going to do it. They're one of the masters at it.
A dumb question. Why would you not do it? If it seems like it really does help, kind of try to dissect a defense early.
Don't know.
Don't know why you know, with everything in football, there's a trade-off. It's if you blitz, you leave space open here. Everything that's can benefit you one way, obviously, makes you susceptible.
You wouldn't
another,
motion an instance where you wouldn't motion is if the play requires your tight end to motion from one side to the other. You want to keep him there for pass pro. You feel something on the right side, you like the match to the right, whether it be a run or a pass, so you keep him there.
Second down. What will challenge Sam Darnold this week, Thursday?
So we were talking about him not completing the tight window throws as of late. And he's going to have some tight window throws this week. Why? Because the Rams run zone 80% of the time. The 6th highest in the NFL. When I think of windows, I think of zone. I'm not thinking of man. Man is more of a one-on-one type of deal, a contested throw type of deal. Zones, you're literally crossing different windows on the field. And as receivers cross that window, as quarterback eyes go to that receiver, defenders react, and those windows start to close. There are several times in last week's game against the Coastal where players are sitting in a zone, the window starts to close, and Sam Darnold will throw it away from the closest defender because he doesn't want to have that interception. He has to anticipate the throw. There was a throw last week at like a 46-yarder to JSN where he's crossing the field, goes behind the linebacker. He throws it before he gets to the window. When it was open, bam, you grab it. If he waits, it's a split second. Naturally, he's going to close the window himself because his eyes are going to take people there. There's a play to Rashid Shaheed where he goes across the middle. Beautiful throw. He anticipates it and sits him down, right? Throws it low because there's a defender going right at Shaheed. He's got to have that confidence back because this game is going to test you. You're going to have to hit small windows. You're going to have to anticipate throws. You're going to have to understand what the defense is doing. He's going to be tested. Can he do it? Yes, we've seen him do it before. But, yeah, windows are going to be tight.
Third down. Who needs more love on defense?
Just talking about him. I said he's going to have a pick this game, and he's going to do his thing. Reek Woolen. He's allowing 5.1 yards per reception. Third fewest in the NFL. He's allowing 47.3% completion rate. Fourth lowest in the NFL. You got to have at least 40 attempts at you to qualify. The guys who have 40 attempts, he qualifies, and he's third when it comes to yards per reception and fourth when it comes to completion percentage. We get stuck in thinking that he is a guy that we saw 5, 6, 7 weeks ago. I understand that. You can't ignore it. But as of late, he has been playing some good football. So that's what we need. We need him to be long. We need him to be fast. We need him to attack the football because you know they're going to go after him. They love to throw the football, these Rams, and they got one of the best in the game in Puka Nacua. But Reek needs some more love.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's going to hurt this team with Reek balling is that he's going to want more money. And are you willing to give him the money that he feels or his agent feels that he deserves? That's going to be tough. But let's not think about that now. Let's just show him some love, give him some flowers, and hope that his play continues on Thursday.
Fourth down. All right, what duo is great but needs work in other areas?
Abe Lucas and Charles Cross. They're allowing a 6.8 pressure rate. That's the third lowest in the NFL when you combine those two. All right? But there's a problem here. The Hawks like to run the ball 60% of the time outside. That's the fifth highest. All right, only generating 1 yard before contact. That's the 11th fewest. Also, there's a defender in the backfield 50% of the time. They are good when it comes to pass pro. When you're trying to get outside and run that outside zone, for some reason, the Hawks have not been able to be efficient there. And it comes down to angles. It comes down to combo blocks. It comes down to chemistry with the line, knowing when to let that combo go and get to that second level. There are a lot of things that happen. I think that obviously you're going to highlight your big boys to the outside because it's an outside zone. They have to set the edge. They're going to get that attention. But, yeah, if we can just set an edge and get to that second level, there are lanes to be ran through, but it seems like it's getting harder and harder. So if we can get one guy to go for 100 yards, or at least one guy with 3 to 4 explosive plays, that's going to loosen things up. It's going to be easier to hit the edge. It's going to be easier to play action off of that. It always starts with the big boys in the run.
Could this team still make a Super Bowl run if the run doesn't take off, if it stays like a version of what it is? Because there's a certain point in the season where you go, it's week 16, and I keep saying if only the run could take off.
I think they can, but it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
It makes it that much harder.
Or it's like something else needs to supplement it, where it's like, okay, well then your pass game needs to go back to being really explosive.
Yeah, or your defense just needs to be stingy as heck and get a couple of turnovers a game.
God, I just don't think you can sustain that. It's like you do need something, even if it was just one more explosive run per game, or one block that ends up working. We talked about this a ton yesterday on the huddle, but it was like Paul said they're so close, but and that was both encouraging to hear, but also frustrating because it's like, has this been the case every week? So for 15 weeks, they're so close, and then like maybe twice during the season, both against the Cardinals, it really took off.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of times where K9 is gone, but someone just clips his foot. You know, it was the first play of the game last week.
Yeah.
You see it. The lanes were there. Something happens and someone clips K9's foot, and it's hard for him. So, yeah, it's I agree with those guys.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
But almost doesn't count.
Well, and that's like where you're like, okay, well, maybe it could change. I don't know. I think they just need to. You need a version of the run to help your explosive. You don't have an explosive pass without the run working somewhat, or without all the attempts. But they need some. Rob described it well as they need some teeth back somewhere in the offense. They need teeth back, a bite back, and they just don't have it right now. Before we go, why isn't anyone talking about who's going to replace our left tackle and how it's going to impact the game Thursday?
Great.
I think because we don't know whether or not he's going to play. Mike McDonald said on Monday they're going to, what was the phrase he used, Curtis? It was like, we're going to test everything to the best of our ability.
Yeah, basically,
or limits.
like,
they're going to do everything they can to see whether Cross will play.
We probably will have a better idea of it around 2:45, 3 o'clock today. That's when Mike McDonald's scheduled to speak, his day before press conference.
And he will undoubtedly be asked about Charles
Yes.
Cross. John Boyle, who covers the team, says that it's Jonathan Jones, I think, presumably, if Cross can't go. But yeah, the reason 206 is just because I think it's still up in the air and he could play. Obviously, without your starting left tackle, yeah, that's a difference. But I don't know. Much like the Rams are thinking, what if you don't have Devontae? Well, then you don't have Devontae.
The show must go on.
Yeah, got to figure it out. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
For the football sicko in your life, the 68 Ventures Bowl with Louisiana taking on Delaware at 5:30 p.m.
Raging
on
Cajuns, baby.
ESPN. Coming up next, two Rams players the Seahawks should attack.
12s are on their feet. It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. You know, championship football.
It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tomorrow night at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Calling all Seahawk fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble, only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside
ad every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. That's Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studios, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, coming up in 15 minutes, it's What I Need to Know. Get your questions in, 866-979-3776. Bump, you're going to do a 3-hour pregame show, 3-hour postgame show, and a halftime show. In addition to that, you've got tomorrow's show leading up to it, and the last hour that we've had. A lot of previewing of this game. You're really carrying us right now. Appreciate it, because in addition to helping us go over keys and 4-down territory, you've got 2 Rams players the Seahawks need to attack.
Yeah, and I say this respectfully. You know what I mean?
You don't
want to
make a mistake like you did
in
last
the
time.
NFL. No, that was off of a film analysis.
You did that on purpose.
And he did his thing. Kobe Durant, I believe his name was, had himself a game. But after watching more and more film, I told you Landman is one of the best linebackers in the game right now. He's flying around. But you need to run away from him. If you're running away from him, you put him in formations to where you know it's going to be opposite of where you want to run, There's a linebacker named Omar Speights that you need to go after. Second-year guy out of LSU. He's better in the pass game than he is in the run game. He is 6'1", 228 pounds, but he doesn't really get downhill. Of course, the way that Landman gets downhill. He has 34 tackles. He's played in dang near every game so far, and he just doesn't jump off the film. Like, if you get hands on him, most likely you're going to be able to control that situation. He's a second-year guy. He's young. He's still figuring this thing out. If I am the Seahawks, you can't just always run away from Landman, but I'm putting him away from the side I want to run to. And when it comes to those double teams that I told you this team continues to struggle with, man, I'm just climbing right now. If I'm going to the right side and Omar Speights is to the right side and I'm that guard, I'm putting my left hand on that one tech and then I'm gone. I'm not committing completely to that double team. I got to get out of there. So Omar Speights, man, number 48, he'll be a linebacker out there playing in a bunch of snaps. If I'm the Seahawks, I'm running away from Landman. I'm setting it up, so we're getting at Omar.
Every time you say Landman, I just think of the show Landman.
Yeah. Am I even saying his name right? Landman?
Maybe it's Landman.
Landman?
I don't know. You know he was born in Zimbabwe.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's a good linebacker, and
Yes,
you
he
definitely
is.
want to get away
One
from
of the
him.
best.
Okay, so before I move on to asking you about the second player, so the goal here then is does it alter the way you try to run?
No, I think you can still do your outside zones. But here's the thing. With Landman being on the backside, that means that it's going to be harder to block him. I'd rather him try to run it down from the backside than be play side constantly and just blowing things up initially. Either way, there's no perfect way to run the football to where everyone's accounted for and no one's going to make a play. That's just not the way this game goes. But give your offensive line and give your running game a better chance of opportunity by at least at the start running away from them.
Okay. Player number 2.
Player number 2. I'm going to the secondary. Mistake I did last time, but this is what the film is telling me.
It is what it is.
All right. Number 31, Darius Williams. Okay. He's in his 8th season. He's 32 years of age. Has 15 tackles, 1 interception. He does not want to play physical ball. He's not a rerouter. He's more of a soft coverage kind of guy. I'm going to try to react to the football. He's been in the league for 8 years for a reason, though. He can clearly play, but he's not that violent Devin Witherspoon, play with a twitch type of player. I also think that if you want to run the football, you can run to his side, leave him unblocked, take your wide receiver to the safety, get him one-on-one with K9 or whatnot. Granted, with that outside zone, you still need Abe and Charles if he's playing to set the edge and get on backers, but he's not a guy that is flying around. He's like surviving out there. He's getting to where he's supposed to be. He's not letting things get too far behind him, but he's not physical and does not want to come up and make any type of tackle.
Same. I will say that we asked JB Long, your friend JB Long, who was on the huddle, hey, if there is an Achilles heel for the Rams, if there is an area where they're struggling, and he pointed to it starts in the secondary because corners haven't been perfectly healthy all season, so there's been some issues there, but it's connected to the pass rush in that even though Seahawks fans won't think of it this way because of the last couple times that Sam Darnold's faced them, that they're not being successful rushing just 4 right now.
The Hawks?
So, he said the Rams, and he said that hasn't been the case all season long. It's not even a massive problem. It's just not probably where they would like it to be. And I went back, look, in 2 of the last 3 games, they allowed 30-plus points. They have not been like getting torched in terms of passing yards, but they only have 1 takeaway in 3 weeks as opposed to getting 6 over the previous 3 weeks. So I don't know if all of that is related, but he said that they aren't finding as much success rushing 4 right now because of just that relationship between the secondary and the pass rush is just not totally firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, somebody's got to help somebody out. Either the defensive line is getting enough pressure on the quarterback to where the back end can just lay back and wait for a quarterback to toss it up, or the back end is so sticky that it allows more time for the D-line to get after the quarterback. That's great news. News to my music to my ears that there's some disconnectivity over there.
Yeah.
I take that, but it's a big game.
I know. It's hard.
Players get up for these big games, and McVay gets up for these big games, and it's just you don't ignore what you're seeing and what the numbers say.
Yeah.
But you also realize that things happen during primetime football.
Also, credit to the 206 for pointing out the Seahawks did put up over 400 net yards against them in the first game. The Seahawks, if you stripped off the score, you would and the turnovers, you would think the Seahawks won that game. The Seahawks could move the ball against the Rams. They just weren't scoring against the Rams because they were turning the ball over.
Yep.
And a few of those turnovers gave the Rams excellent field position. Maybe you don't have one or two of those touchdowns. So I think there are opportunities here. Maybe I need to remind myself, much like the 206, that like, hey, this time around can be a very different story. Also, Seattle's defense is amazing, gave Matthew Stafford headaches. This team did outgain the Rams. They were better than them on third down. They had more net yards. They had more passing yards. Like, everything was better with the exception of turning the ball over.
They played a better ball game, minus the turnovers.
They did.
I know that's a big thing, but they did play a better ball game. If this defense can make Matthew Stafford look just average, make him look average, get one or two turnovers, you're going to be in this. But what type of game is this going to be? Is it going to be a shootout? I don't want a shootout. I'd rather have a low-scoring close game rather than a high-scoring shootout.
I don't see a shootout. The Rams aren't allowing a ton of points. I can't see the Seahawks allowing the Rams to do what they did to the Lions.
Me either.
And that was with the Lions getting a pick six and getting, to Stafford. But it's the Lions also, over the previous 3 games, had allowed the most passing yards in football. So they were facing a Lions defense that had gotten the pass rush going against Dallas, but otherwise did have some issues allowing explosive plays. And Dallas still got explosive plays against them in the game prior to that one against the Rams. So I'm feeling I have no questions about the defense. Seattle's defense.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm with you.
And I am encouraged to hear that there are some opportunities against the Rams defense. Oh, another thing JB said. He said the conversation in LA amongst Rams fans is this defense good enough to get them to the Super Bowl? And that alone was encouraging to hear. Again, I think Rams fans are fully expecting that they dominate in this one, but there are some issues there. And I'm thinking of that ahead of Thursday. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's next.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
Jaron Reed is with us. At this point of your career, when you've got a quick turnaround like this, Sunday game, now you guys are playing Thursday night. What have you done differently now to get prepped?
You just, move everything up. If you were to do anything later on in the week, you just move it up. And you have to be on it, and sleep as well. Between body preparation and sleep is the main thing going into the Thursday game.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you're somebody with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Tonight at 6 p.m., Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, knee, or even wrists and ankles, this live webinar will explain the procedure and how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar tonight at 6 p.m.
Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by Steve Saline, it's a high-octane journey through muscle, speed, and rare supercars, plus racing simulators, great food, and family fun. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Emerald Queen Casino Event Center presents the main event. Powered by WFC, Friday night, February 6th. A night of professional boxing where champions are made and every punch counts. Contenders from the region go toe-to-toe, ready to prove they belong at the top. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss Fight Night, February 6th at Emerald Queen Casino, the boxing capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they could lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list. From opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch. What a snag by Julio Rodriguez.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. Any questions? Sometimes I appreciate life advice. Send it in right now. There was a question asked during the commercial break that you guys missed where our board op, Ian, born in 2002, asked former Division I wide receiver Michael Bumpus. What question, Ian?
Just what the gloves were like back in his day.
No, you said, it wasn't exactly like that, Ian. You said, did you have stickum?
The sticky
gloves. Were your gloves,
yeah.
were your sticky gloves? Did that exist back
Pine tar bump?
That's
leather
crazy.
gloves. I had Blitnikoff used to put stickies on my hands and
Bump
taping
said,
each
I'm
finger
not that
individually.
old.
Goodness gracious, the disrespect.
He said, Bump, were you wearing a leather helmet?
Right.
Did you go downfield?
Was that legal for a pass?
All right, get your questions in 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Are you sleeping on San Francisco? Do you think they're playing for the division in Week 18? If Seattle wins tomorrow, Seattle winning tomorrow would push the Rams. No, not a game back, but it would give Seattle an even tiebreaker there.
Man.
And then it would allow San Francisco, who's already beaten Seattle once, to sweep Seattle. It's definitely a possibility.
It's a possibility.
I think it's just that I don't. The Rams are more intimidating to me as a team than San Francisco is. It is very possible that the Rams do this. They could still be the number 1 seed, and it's absolutely crazy to think about, but I just don't. Like, statistically, there are a few areas where San Francisco is outpacing either Seattle or LA. Offensively, defensively, it doesn't matter.
No, but they're winning ball games.
They're winning ball games.
That's all
So
that matters.
the Athletic has the percentage chances. If the Seahawks win tomorrow, the Seahawks then have a 53% chance of being the NFC's number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Rams fall to 21%. And the 49ers are at 21%, even if the Seahawks win. But if the Rams win, the Rams shoot up to 90%. The Seahawks then have a 2% chance. 49ers a 3% chance.
You're telling me there's literally a chance.
Yeah, so the 49ers are rooting big for the Seahawks, but also the Seahawks don't want to let the 49ers back in this thing.
This is cold-blooded. Question for Draymond. In golf, I shoot 100, 110. Is it worth it to get fitted at all?
If you love playing, yeah, it'll help your game. But if you're gonna quit, don't do it. Don't do it.
What I need to know, a provocative what I need to know, says the listener. Why are mashed potatoes so much better than mac and cheese?
Oh,
I would disagree.
Yeah,
that is
I disagree.
provocative.
100%.
I strongly disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely provocative.
Mac and
unfortunately, I
cheese.
can't answer that.
Mac
I
and
don't think
cheese
it's
can
true.
be a centerpiece dish, whereas mashed potatoes cannot.
Yeah, no one's like, what's for dinner? Mashed potatoes. What?
Mashed potatoes and what?
Yeah. What are you talking about? That's crazy. That's a crazy dinner to have. I'm sorry, listener. I have to block you now. What I need to know. Waiting to hear back from a job interview. How do I handle the stress?
Go for a walk. Read a book. Watch the Diddy series on Netflix.
That's gonna make you more stressed out.
Stress you out a lot.
I will
Take
say,
your mind
going
off
for a
stuff.
walk, an underrated stress reliever.
Very underrated.
Get
also,
outside, yeah.
2 things
Touch grass.
that I read about that can genuinely be great for stress. One is sensory things. So eating a sour thing, touching a cold thing. It can like distract your mind and let you calm down. And then another one is the square breathing. Have you guys heard of this?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great tactic too, is you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds. Or like stop.
Yeah.
Not breathe in for 4
If you
seconds.
have like a real spicy lunch, now you've just got a whole new problem you're dealing with for the rest of the day.
That's a good idea. Replace it with another problem.
Spicy Thai food,
Yeah.
Indian, something crazy.
Find
Blow your mouth off.
something that will distract you enough and get you like worrying about something else. And then you'll be like, oh my God, the job interview, I forgot about that.
Changing the temperature of your area, that is a good one, Stacy. Where like if you've been inside all day, go outside. If you've been outside, go inside.
They say do something that you can smell, see, feel, taste, just to make your body respond to something else. Go for a walk and get ice cream and eat sour candy. That's our final
Sure,
show suggestion.
yeah.
Go do that. What I need to know, 866. So it's not the nervous system kings and queens over
That's
here.
right. It's called wellness.
It's wellness. What I need to know. You're booking a flight, same price. Do you choose the nonstop and arrive 4 hours earlier on the airline you don't like with no frills? I know Bump's answer. Or stick with your loyalty favorite airline with perks and benefits, but it requires 1 or 2 connecting flights. Maybe they're booking and they need to know the move.
Choose another day to where I can stay on my original airline and get a direct flight. Heck no. I'm not. Unless I absolutely have to connect flights, I'm not connecting.
What I need to know. Remember the mother-in-law that wanted money for prime rib?
Yeah.
What if you put out a tip jar? Would that go well, do you think?
No, I don't think that'd go well at all. Nah. Speaking of airlines, though, did you guys see who performed at Alaska Airlines, like, holiday bash or whatever? JoJo and Rick Ross here in Seattle.
JoJo and Rick Ross.
What?
It was at the Alaska
Rosé?
Lounge at SeaTac.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the connection to Alaska Airlines. It's just a natural format for that.
But she was there singing her hits from, like, 2004.
Okay. She has a great voice.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
I think she was on, was it Masked Singer? I think she won Masked Singer.
I was going to say I think she was before her time, but I also think that she became incredibly famous, so it was actually perfect timing for her.
And we're talking about who?
Ian, stop.
Wow.
Stop it.
I know Rick Ross.
A legend.
A legend.
You don't know JoJo?
Voice of an angel.
I know, again, you were born in 2002.
That's when she was hot.
She dated Freddie Adu.
Wow, there's so much.
That doesn't help me at all.
You don't know.
Man.
You don't know Akon. Like you're
I know
missing,
Akon.
Okay, well, you're missing a big chunk of pop culture. What I need to know. What's the most overrated Christmas movie and or song? I think Little Drummer Boy is the worst Christmas song.
Little Drummer Boy.
That's not a pop.
Pum-pum-pum.
It's just, there's no way to make it a good song.
There isn't.
You've never heard a Little Drummer Boy remix in your life. Never. Mariah
Might be
didn't
it.
touch it. She
Might
said,
be
no,
it.
thank you. Most overrated Christmas movie?
I mean, everybody loves It's a Beautiful Life, but it's a long movie.
Never seen it.
Get you an underrated one.
Yeah.
This one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jingle All the Way.
Kindergarten Cop.
Jingle All the Way.
You're thinking of Terminator. Classic Christmas movie, Terminator 2. What I need to know, how sick are the Hawks rivalry uniforms? I'll keep quiet.
A good sick or a bad sick?
I want to see him live.
I like the helmet.
I love the helmet. It's going to look cool under the lights.
But I need to know, when you're watching tape of a game, are there several theories as to why you're looking at it, or is there usually one clear answer? I don't know exactly what they're asking. I think they're saying...
This is how I watch film.
Yeah, I think that's a version
I watch
of
the
what they're
wide view
asking.
first, and I look at the secondary and coverage, and I look at the formation of the offense and how they react to the route combinations. Then I look at the end zone. I see where the shades are, the 1 and 3, check where the linebackers line up, and if they're stunts or not. And then I watch it 2 or 3 more times.
Someone said when Curtis said JoJo, I thought he was talking about JoJo Siwa.
That's
JoJo
where my
Siwa.
brain went
Phrase
first.
360.
JoJo
I did
Siwa
not
and
want to
Rick
say
Ross would go crazy. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth with Wyman and Bob.
The offense made you feel kind of uneasy. 6 field goals. They could not get the ball in the end zone.
I think there's a lot to be said for finding ways to win. I think there's a lot to be said for when you don't have your best stuff, manufacturing yardage. Sometimes when the coaching staff puts a game plan together, it's not necessarily about scoring 50. It's about how do we win this game.
On Seattle Sports, on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drink thanks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
People want to do business with someone they can trust, who's a real person. They don't feel like you're just going after their money. And when you take the time to get to know them, get to know their needs, remember their name, remember their kids' names, and just be there to help them and sort of, not be a car salesman, but be a consultant, then they feel more comfortable with you, and the experience is better on both sides. Each individual person has an opportunity to sort of unveil our company spirit and their own individual personality and their ability to serve. I myself, I have helped some families in the sense that, I've helped mom, helped dad, and then 2 years later, here's our daughter, she needs a car now. And it's one of the biggest compliments to know that you've earned this family's trust, that now you're their guy. You want to be their guy.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Post.